The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, well, we're 1 week away from Thanksgiving, and, when I'm thinking about what I'm thankful for, there's only one thing that comes to mind, and that is to see Michael Ravenshadow actually sitting here with us today, on time, as usual. Oh, who am I bullshitting? You're never on time, man. You're always late. What the hell's your problem? We're going to get to the bottom of that question and a few more. Who knows what's going to happen tonight? Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 382 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein and also at the Lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau. We discuss at least one film a week. We argue, we make fun of each other, and some, may or may not be on time here and there, and, even if they live in the house that the studio is in, but that's cool.
What the fuck? There's a lot of moving parts. You know what I mean? Like,
A lot of moving parts?
What,
Yeah.
like your hair?
yeah, no,
Each follicle
you
stands as a moving part?
You could have sped this process up and gone and walked the dog like I told you to do while we fixed your TV for you.
I walked the dog, and then I had to wipe his paws, get him ready, take off his, his clanks, his necklace so he doesn't, clink and clang during the program.
Well, now, where do you go in order to wipe off his paws? Because it's nice out. I mean, not nice out. It's cold out, but it's not wet out.
Yeah.
What are you wiping his paws for?
Just to protect him,
And you gotta check for ticks, especially when it's 40 degrees or above.
Come on, Johnny, you know that they don't fucking die, dude. They're all 24/7. Just because it's cold out doesn't mean it's safe.
Well, no, not that it's safe, but typically, if it's 40 and above, you should always check. If it's under, then maybe not.
Well, it's currently 34 here in Leicester. So,
Well, thank you for outing our location. But at the same, the only time Ollie ever had a tick embedded in him was in what's the month of the year where the Patriots always win the Super Bowl? Like January, right?
Yeah.
So a week before.
Yeah. Or is it February?
Yeah. So like not this past victory, but like the last time the Pats won in February. Week before, he got a tick in his paw. So, you know what I mean? You got to be careful.
Was it warm? Was it warm? Do you remember?
It was February, right? So, there was still snow on the ground.
All right.
Ticks are actually year-round, but you're talking about a very unlikely bite in the paw.
what do you do? What do you do? Go in the woods? Or do you go walk up and down the street?
Up the street and back. In a
So
cul-de-sac.
you don't hit any wooded areas at all.
We try to avoid that. We like pavement and indoors.
No, you like pavement in the woods. The dog would have a field day if you brought him into the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to protect them. Can't have that. But no, there's a lot of things going on, and I get these guys settled and nice. I give them a hug and a kiss when they come in. So
You get them settled?
Yeah, I calm them down a little bit. They don't-
Is this true, Aries?
Or the one who needed. He's the one who needed calming down when we got in here.
Yeah, we were confused that the door was locked even though you were expecting us.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the door was locked.
And then, you're having trouble.
I was having trouble.
We're trying to help you with some mechanics.
You did. Aries helped more, but no, you tried.
Of course he did.
He just solved it. I was helping too.
No, but I think let's take it back a little bit. So you were going to help me, Monster Zero, and I appreciated that. And then when you came in, you didn't have the help that you promised. So
I didn't promise any help. I was helping you out of the goodness of my dumb old heart.
Well, still.
Well, he didn't promise, but you didn't do what you said you were going to do.
Thank you.
I didn't say I was going to do anything.
You said you were going to bring
You said
your
you were going to
remote.
bring your remote.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Oh, that.
Forget that.
Timestamp, Johnny. And you know, but no, I appreciate you said okay. It was not my Monster Zero was going to come through, so I was excited. I did a fist bump when I read that, and he came in. And it was like, no,
Wait, you did a fist bump?
yeah,
You
You
bumped
bump
your own
yourself?
fists?
Like you
What are you?
yeah.
What are you like the self-proposed Wonder Twin powers? Or
No,
something?
I was like, yeah, you know, like oh, the man comes through. You know, like
that's pump, not bump.
Yeah. There's a
this is
difference
a-
between pump and bump. Pump
This
and
is a-
bump.
yeah, no,
Bump and pump.
no. I fucking know about. I know a few things about bumps. I'll tell you that much. You know, fucking.
Things that go pump in the night.
Ooh. Get the standard recliner flowing. That's nice.
Steiner recliner. Holly, if you hear me.
I fucking hate that dude. I'm sure he's a nice man in real life, but
Oh yeah, right.
actually probably not. Probably a big dick.
I think he's wrestling somewhere around here coming up soon.
Oh, yeah, he's
it's
still
at
going.
The Tom's backyard down the street. He's,
He's at the old NCW arena right down the road.
he might be.
Big,
But
big,
no, so
big papa bump.
but no, I will say though that when the boys came in, they did try to help me, and they went. And it was nice, and Aries did save the day.
I only
You
did
know.
what you should have done to begin with.
Listen,
Yeah,
No.
Raven Shadow, when something goes wrong, especially like, electronics, just why don't you look it up?
because that's
You- What?
no. Listen, all right, listen.
You
Are you kidding?
fiddle with it for 5 minutes and then you Google it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He's got to go on Google just to figure out how to use Google.
No, listen. All right, here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, I'll fucking tell you. Full disclosure. Listen, I fucking make decisions and fucking lead enough. So when it's home, I don't want to do that. But when I
You want other people to do it for you.
yeah, here's the thing. All right, no, I do a lot of shit, and I fucking know some shit about some shit. But
Oh, wow.
much like the Dark Knight, much like Batman. All right, he needs fucking Alfred to kind of make him some food, and he used Oracle.
Motherfucker, you calling me Alfred?
No, I'm calling you Oracle. No, wait, no.
Oh, he's
no.
crippled?
No, but I need resources, and you're a fucking god, and you're the god of Google.
Now,
Google?
I make decisions all day long as well.
Yeah,
I need to come in here and fix your shit too?
but you're really good at it.
I'm not, though. I'm not. I Googled it.
You have a better honest percentage.
Dude, all you have to do was Google it.
Yeah,
That's all you have to do.
He wouldn't even know
All
where
right,
to
all
start.
right, wait. Hold on. Do you know how to go on the Google?
yeah.
The
Do you know how to
Google.
go
Do you know
on
how to go
Google?
on the Google?
I've done that before. When I had the Jetta, the car I liked.
I said
did a
on
thing.
to
I did a
Google.
thing where you could find out how to do the pick up the fucking headlight. I did that by myself. And fucking Johnny, tell you what? You know what I did? I fucking put a fucking
Light bulb in.
light bulb in.
Google taught me how to pour a bowl of cereal.
No, I've seen that when you put I have a microwave that you got to put in the wall mounted one. You know, I did that before with the Google.
The
No,
Google.
you did not.
You
No, you
mounted
didn't.
you mounted that microwave.
No, you didn't.
Oh, that shit's coming down.
No,
I did it
no,
for like
no,
fucking-
no. It's not coming down because he didn't do it.
I did do it.
Someone else did it.
It was in a previous continuity where I almost got divorced the first time doing that, but we still did it. And our powers combined and it's still up there, 5 years later.
What was the first step in putting that up there?
Home Depot. Buy the microwave.
And then
What,
what?
what did you do to the wall?
The wall? No.
The
I-
wall.
I took it out. I took the thing out.
Oh God. Okay. I don't believe you.
Is there a fucking Johnny? There's a microwave in there.
Dude, you did not put up a microwave.
I did put a microwave.
You couldn't have.
I did.
You just couldn't.
Did,
I
wait,
don't
did you
believe
supervise it? And maybe you forgot that you didn't actually do it?
Okay, because you know what? I've hung a microwave before.
Yeah.
And I needed help. So who helped you?
I used the fucking force, dude. I just fucking.
You see, that's why I call bullshit.
I harnessed my
You
fucking
are
that's-
full
shit.
of shit.
I was like fucking
That
Danny
is-
Rand. No,
That's
man.
not a one-man job.
No, I had help from a previous continuity. There was two people.
So,
All right, so who's the second person?
okay, yeah, the previous resident in the house. He's trying to avoid
Okay.
saying that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, all
I didn't
right.
realize she was so handy, but okay.
The fucking Martian Manhunter. I mean, who the fuck? You know what I mean? Like different. Corny.
Wait, he's not
Well, it's
even
a
on.
good thing you had her around.
But no, I done that. But you know what? Yeah. I know how to do that, but I chose not to because I was a little pissed. I was pissed to Fire Stick. I was watching the program on Sunday. You know, it's an exciting pay-per-view that Johnny might have been at.
You know what? The last time I had problems with my Fire Stick, I was pissed.
Yeah.
And then I Googled it and fixed it, and my anger went away.
And no. Well, yeah, I mean, I would have gotten there. I just didn't do
You
it.
didn't.
Right that
You wouldn't
moment.
have happened. You said this Tuesday. You said this was happening on Tuesday.
Yeah,
No,
you
Sunday.
wouldn't have got there.
Sunday.
Sunday. This is Thursday.
So it takes
So
you
for the
5
past 5
days,
days-
and you didn't.
I've been doing a lot of things.
5 days. You waited more than 5 days. I waited 5 minutes before I Googled it.
Yeah, I was
And
having-
it only after he Googled it,
Yeah.
it took all of about 10 seconds.
Yes.
I should have called you on
You
Sunday.
guys were still arguing as I'm trying to get the remote from you so I can test this damn thing.
Yeah, because Mott's a battery over here. We kept taking it back and putting in different
Yeah,
ones.
and by the way, stop buying your batteries at dollar store.
Yeah.
Johnny,
Buy some real
No,
batteries.
no, yeah,
You know what he
don't
buys?
do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, you know what he buys? He buys Sunbeam batteries. The same fucking company that puts out bread. Okay? I'm not
it's fucking nutrition and electricity in the same fucking brand. What
Buy some rechargeables.
am I doing that for?
Why are you doing that?
They're gonna buy a charger for batteries.
Yes.
More
It'll
fucking
save
chargers.
you money in the long
you
run.
save a ton of money.
And save the environment. I know how much
Yes.
you're into that.
Yeah, fuck the environment.
Chromecast Josh says, I put up a new microwave last week, too. I use Google, I believe.
Thank you, Chromecast Josh.
That's because Chromecast Josh he's credible. You know,
And
I could
capable.
believe that he could put something up himself. This guy, no, I don't buy it. I don't buy
I've
it. for a
gotten this
minute.
far. To be fair, I've
It's a
seen
fucking
expectations.
miracle.
I am a
Yeah.
fucking miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the equivalent of
Yeah.
you're the equivalent of a pro football player who doesn't know how to read.
Listen, listen. You know what I mean? Like,
Raven Shadow
It's-
is a 1%er. Not the kind you're thinking of.
wait, I'm not sure. Allegedly, I'm not sure where we're going there, Johnny. But no, I mean, I'm got fucking here. I can do some things. It's just, you gotta be smart to fucking get out of doing shit.
You gotta be smart to get out of doing shit.
Yeah,
In other words,
Can I quote you on that?
you can. Yeah, no, I mean, I can figure things. I can
So,
get by.
in
with
other words, your
methods.
plan is to make sure that everyone does the stuff that you're supposed to be taking care of.
Not everyone, but a few select individuals. I'm kind of like putting my own team together.
Oh,
I'm like,
apparently, he's one of them.
yeah, I'm like Matt Tracker. I'm the mask.
Apparently,
you know.
I am the team.
No, Johnny's part of my co-tech support.
Kotex.
Kotek? No, I ain't part of your
Oh,
Kotek support.
Kotek. Oh,
Kotek.
okay. Oh, okay.
I got my Baltimore tech support, my Worcester tech support. I got Aries.
He's your general laborer.
Yeah.
You keep him on retainer?
Yeah, I'm like a chain-smoking Professor X. I'm building my own team. I'm excited.
And you're about as handy as Professor X.
That's fair. I'm not the fucking handy guy.
No, you're not. Which is why I don't buy into the fact that you put up a microwave.
But I fucking did it. I painted this room. I built that shelf. I fucking done some things. I hung these up, measured,
You hung up the posters. Very good.
framed.
Great.
I
great.
built that behind you, and I painted.
You
I
did
painted
something a 15-year-old could do.
Yeah, well,
That one's crooked.
fuck yourself.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. That's been bugging me since I got here.
Fucking, what do you motherfuckers bumped into it?
How do we
Bump
bump into
it.
one
How
that's
do you-
above us?
Yeah.
What, you mean Lost Boys?
Yeah. It's crooked.
Well, why'd you fucking fix it?
I don't live here.
Why don't you Google it?
Why?
Well,
Yeah.
Google,
Why
yeah.
don't you fix it?
Well, I don't, you know what I mean?
I only notice it when I sit down and stare at it, and I don't want to make either one of you get up, so you guys would have a fit.
Yeah.
If I stood up to fix a poster.
I noticed it several months ago, and I'm like, it's not like I have OCD or anything like that, but I do notice it.
Oh no, I stare at it every week.
Oh, he's
He's gonna fix
gonna go fix his
Is
hair.
he gonna- oh,
There we go.
Oh,
You hung the nail crooked.
he's trying to fix it.
yeah, he's trying to fix the goddamn thing, and it keeps on sliding over to the right.
Better Google it.
They're fucking Draculas. They do whatever they want.
So before we get too much further down this fucking crazy path, let me talk about what we're doing this evening. So we're going to be talking about a film called The Divine Fury, South Korean action horror film we'll be talking about. And then, you know what? Who knows? We'll get in some other fucking trouble. I don't know. We're already off to a rousing start here.
Maybe we'll watch Raven Shadow install a dishwasher.
Funny you should say that. I just bought a dishwasher and I need to put it in. What
Raven
are you doing
Shadow.
on Saturday?
Yeah, help
hey,
Help him.
Oh.
I'm doing my gutters, but we can.
what are you doing to your
Oh,
gutters?
let's film this shit too.
You're gonna empty gut. That's 10 minutes.
All right.
Oh,
Come over.
let's
Help
film
me with the
it.
dishwasher.
All right, I'll do that.
MZ, you go and film it, please.
I want to film this. I'm working. Get out at 2:30. Letting you guys know right now.
Sunday's better for me, but 'cause I got to put up some stuff. But I can do Sunday.
Well,
my-
he wants that dishwasher put in ASAP, man.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I got to put the fuck. I got some stuff I got to do Saturday.
What are you gonna do on Saturday? You're being a secret whispering.
No, I gotta
he
put-
just laughs.
You got something going on.
Yeah, I got to put my fucking plastic in my fucking windows. Okay, I'm doing that, and I got to fucking do that.
Putting plaster?
Yeah, because
Plaster in your window.
Plastic. You
Oh,
put things
plastic.
yeah, for the windows, I got a fucking bay window. So do that for the winter.
An old
Peel-
bay window.
Old bay window.
Yeah, that doesn't take that long.
All right. I'll fucking yeah. I got to go. I got to see a guy. I got to pick up a thing. But I could probably stop by. I'll do that.
Probably. That means no.
No,
There it is.
that's it. That's a hard no.
Yeah.
Aaron's gonna come over and no, well, all right.
I was gonna come over and laugh at you while you carved a fucking
Turnip.
turnip.
that's-
Really, you disappointed that I didn't come and laugh at you?
No, you would have had fun.
Laughing at you.
Like we got pizza. We would have had some drinks. Watched a movie.
No, I wanted to watch you carve a peanut.
A peanut.
Peanut, turnip, peanut, whatever.
That's not the
Carb-
same thing. That wasn't mean tonight. I even said Johnny's got a little piss and vinegar in him too. He's gonna be rude to me later on too. I bet.
no, I'm not going to be rude.
I think you might be.
What gives you that idea?
He's due.
No, I'm very in touch with Johnny. I can tell in his voice. This is like he's gonna be angry Johnny tonight.
I sustained a head injury today. That's why I'm ornery.
What happened to you?
I dropped a radar on my head.
A radar?
The dude from
radar.
MASH?
No, no, a radar, a marine radar.
What the fuck? Did you get a concussion?
I don't think so. I got a couple little marks on my head.
Well, take a nap. You'll feel better.
Have some whiskey. It'll help.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah.
You do got some bumps
Oh, yeah.
in there. How big was the radar?
It's probably 50, 60 pounds.
Jesus.
I'm
That's,
sorry, I couldn't hear. My headphones are off.
I said, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Yeah, it was not a fun day.
Under the radar.
I
My
was
boy,
taking it down.
my boy Brian says, I love that we all now have old guy problems. Yeah, we aged very quickly in the last week.
Yeah, let's happen.
Talking about installing fucking microwaves and dishwashers. What the hell happened?
How's your 401k doing?
Do you get a company match on that Raven Shadow?
I do.
Nice.
Although I realize I haven't looked at my 401k in probably years.
That's good.
It's good. Are you sure?
What? Yeah. Why? That means it's probably grown a lot. And then when you look
Yeah.
at it, you're gonna be surprised.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, or it could be nothing left.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's exciting. It sucks being old. What are you gonna do though?
Get older.
Yeah, maybe. Unlike you, Johnny, you broke the internet more than the fucking Mandalorian recently, from what I witnessed.
I broke the internet. No.
Yeah,
Nah.
John was posting pictures. He was all swole, looking like fucking sexy Dark Thor up in there.
Sexy dark Thor.
Yeah.
What the fuck did I miss?
What is that?
About
Oh my God! It was all fucking Johnny's all fucking cut, looking like fucking Rambo 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
What is sexy dark Thor?
You look like a fucking Viking warrior. Like you were all fucking when you lifting your squats and stuff. There were so many comments and commotions over your photos.
Commotion, comments, and commotion.
Photo into the bathroom?
Yeah, no, I took it, in the yard, in the shed.
Jesus.
You looking cut, man. I like that.
Thanks. Why don't you get
I was-
cut?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. And I'm like, that's not gonna happen. Like we should do a twins remake, me and you. Like we'll be twins. Like
Yeah, right.
Oh, and
That makes you Danny DeVito.
I know it
Okay.
sucks. But that's what's different though. I'll be like the chain smoking drug addict Danny DeVito, not just like the
chain
Instead
smoking,
of
hand,
short, fat,
hand
tall,
kissing.
and slender.
yeah. I'll be the fucked up one.
You can be the fucked up one no matter who you're paired up with.
Yeah, well, John and I are the same age, a few months apart, but you know, I think it would work.
And MZ will be in it, and we'll call triplets.
Yes.
Oh, great.
He's the Danny DeVito. You're the matchstick.
Oh, fuck you. Danny DeVito.
Danny Dorito.
Your Alias Hotel rooms is Danny Dorito.
Cool Ranch Danny Dorito.
I kind of love Danny Dorito. Oh man. So what else? Oh, so yeah, some other things that broke the internet. So you're talking about The Mandalorian. Have you guys? I know MZ hasn't, but Raven Chow, did you watch episode 2?
Yeah, it was dope, man.
Okay, cool. Glad you dug it. Aries, did you
Good.
watch episode 2?
I did.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
MZ, you don't give a fuck, right?
You know what? I have an opportunity to have Disney Plus because I have Verizon. I could get it for free for
Yeah,
a year.
Just do it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you get it free. You don't have to like keep it after that. You don't even have to watch The Mandalorian. Just get a streaming service. You can have all 30 seasons of the Simpsons.
I mean, that's a slight positive, but I mean, Jesus. Oh, fucking
No, it was good. I liked it a lot.
Jesus.
I mean, I was a
Well-
little bummed over the running time, and I get do the shows
Yeah.
time their length. I mean, like, but it's usually an extra 15 minutes. It's more longer content than shorter content. But I did dig it a lot.
I think, and obviously we talked about this over on Force and Sensitive, but the other guys thought that the first 2 chapters were basically like part 1. Like it kind of like put like a nice little like period on that story of picking up the cargo, the target, So
Right.
I think that maybe maybe that's why they cut it up that way. We'll see. I don't know what the others are going to be. I think the first one was like close to 40 minutes, right? And then this one was closer to 30.
Yeah, so this Friday it'll be like 10 minutes. So very exciting.
yeah.
Money well spent. No. It was cool. Now, am I right? Is each episode $15 million?
Yeah, that's averages out to be 15 million. So the whole thing cost 100 million to make. The whole
For 8 episodes.
For 8 episodes, yep, 15 mil pop.
So what movie could that compare to? That's a fairly good budget for a flick, right?
That's I mean, that's a decent budget for an action movie.
Yeah, it's not what like Star Wars movies would definitely be more than that. But like just for comparison's sake, the Joker is now the most profitable comic book movie, and they made that for like 62 million, I think. But they obviously don't have the sets, the vehicles, the weapons, and stuff like that. So I think 100 mil is fairly reasonable, and that's kind of like that's really the high end of TV or streaming, because like Game of Thrones is one of the most expensive. Their season finale or the last season, I should say, was I think one of the most expensive seasons of television, and this is pretty close. So.
Well, actually, I just heard that there's a show on Apple that is the most expensive TV show to being made.
Is it that one with Jason Momoa? See?
No. It's not because of the sets or anything. It's because of paying the actors. It's the one with Steve Carell.
Yeah. Okay.
I forget the numbers they attached to it, but it was obscene.
I think it's the morning show or something like that. It's called
Something like that.
Yeah.
They said that was the most expensive show, and that's because of paying the actors to do the show.
Which that could be fair.
Yeah. And and to be fair, The Mandalorian doesn't have any. I mean, it's got a lot of really well-known, good actors, but no one that's like making like 20 to 30 million. As far as I'm aware. So Nick Nolte and Gina Carano and and Carl Weathers and stuff like that. So,
but I think that you see the money in the product. You see
yeah.
all the money on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I would take money going towards scenery and props and special effects over paid actors any day.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And they did it like the old school Star Wars, like the original trilogy. That's how they filmed a lot of it. Like the Razor Crest, the Mandalorian ship, that's a model, and it's not CGI. Same thing with Baby Yoda. It's a puppet. It's all
Really?
animatronics. Yeah, no CGI there either.
I mean, they're probably going to make at least 2 episodes money back by Christmas time with fucking Baby Yoda
As
swag.
soon as that hits the stores, that show's paid for.
They've already said that they're going to have Baby Yoda swag by the time Christmas.
they're fucking.
I wonder if they're going to give it a name before the merch hits, because they can't call it Baby Yoda because it's.
I think they're going to call it Baby Yoda.
They're going to have to. That's all they're going to fucking do.
Well,
That's all they can name it, because Yoda. There's no species named
Yet.
for what Yoda it was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
come the end of the series, I'm sure that it's going to have a name, and that's when they're going to release everything. They're probably holding off, so they don't want to spoil that reveal.
Well, that's why
the-
they did originally, because they didn't want to have it go to have the merchandise made, because it would they have to share that with all the different vendors and everything, and then at that point it's gonna leak for sure. So that's why they did hold it back. So I'm glad they did, but they could probably manufacture it pretty quickly now. So
What do you guys think of the creature itself of Baby Yoda? What do you think?
As a
it's fucking
Yeah.
adorable.
I mean, it's cute. I mean,
it looks like a pop figure, really.
which you will see fucking lots of those.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're
yeah.
fucking ready. It's fine. I mean, it's definitely, it adds to the like Star Wars like mythos. You know what I mean? It's interesting that it takes place 5 years. So
It takes 5
years after Jedi.
After Jedi.
Yep.
Okay.
You know, so
It's basically, as of right now, it's basically Lone Wolf and Cub.
and I thought of that comparison, except that it's not the father and son thing. But yes, I think
sure.
it's the Lone Wolf and Cub Western in space.
Yep.
Is a fair elevator pitch, right?
Yeah.
It is interesting. Like, I feel I have a decent Star Wars knowledge. I'm pretty good, right, Johnny? I know some
Yeah,
shit.
you know your shit. Yeah.
know?
You know some shit about some shit.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they never mentioned what Yoda was, but
No, never.
and it's hard too with the previous continuity to the new expanded universe. I mean, end of the day, any Star Wars story that was not in the films, whether it be the Marvel Comics, Dark Horse, Timothy Zahn books, all stuff got approved by Lucasfilms, but they always had the right to change something if it didn't fit with a direction of the film.
Yeah.
There are a lot of fanboys who are like, fuck you, Disney, Dark Empire or Heir to the Empire is not part of the canon anymore. Well, that's something that Lucas could always do and remove. I think he approved stuff to make sure that there was no ticks and fucking weirdness going on. You can't have fucking Chewie.
He doesn't like ticks either.
No, I don't like ticks,
He didn't want Chewbacca to get a tick.
Kashyyyk would be tons of fucking ticks, dude.
It's Kashyyyk. It's Kashyyyk. There's 3 Ys. Come on.
The 3 fucking Ys, man. What did I say? Kashyyyk? It's Kashyyyk.
It's Kashyyyk.
Oh, yeah. You the Iron Kashyyyk?
Yes. That's really funny. We made that joke last night on the show.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Now, sooner or later, we're going to probably end up seeing a baby Chewie as well. Huh?
Oh, you've seen that before. Oh, and
Lumpy.
they mentioned...
Yeah, he's not really a baby, though. I'm talking about a baby.
They did mention Life Day in the pilot. I'm sure you guys
Yeah.
talked about it.
Lumpy.
At least an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
Mala and Lumpy.
Oh, fuck.
God.
Itchy and
And
stinky.
itchy,
Itchy, Stinky, Blinky, and Doc.
Fucking
Itchy.
Star
What the
Wars.
hell are those names? I mean, usually, I'll tell you, what I can really appreciate about Star Wars, and I've always thought this, is that the names that they give the characters or the planets or whatever are very, very intuitive. I really like the way they come up. I don't know how they come up with the names, but my theory is that, and I think this works when you think about it, is that you just take a simple word, okay? Just take any word. Take one letter out of that and replace it with another letter, and there you have it.
Monster Nero.
Yeah.
Say like the word word, W-O-R-D.
Yeah.
Take the W out of it and add a
F, like Ford.
no, like a like a B, like a B.
That could be named
So
for a
it'd be-
ship.
So it'd be like
Bored.
Emperor Board, B-O-R-D.
He's a real bore.
Yeah. That's me at work. I'm the
Yeah.
Emperor Ford.
Emperor bored.
I mean, this isn't a show that relied heavily on using Z's and X's and Q's in their names to make it sound so outer spacey.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Nobody counts those movies.
Fair. I'm with you on that.
I count.
But the names that they give these characters are all really, really, I find to be very interesting and very intuitive. And that's one thing I've always appreciated about
Okay.
the Star Wars universe is how they are able to come up with these really cool names. Like Cloud City. I mean, that's a cool name. That's just awesome.
Like Luke.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. We went over that.
I
Well,
know.
Luke, Ben, but then you got Baru,
Baru.
Obi-Wan. It's like how come those names are so similar to what we're so accustomed to, but nobody names their kids Obi-Wan. Well, probably now.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan is similar to what
Obi-3?
name?
Huh?
Obi-Wan is similar to what name?
No name. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you got Luke and Uncle Ben. Ben, Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got
Uncle
Luke.
Ben. That's
No.
a rice.
Yeah, he's got his own
No,
rice.
No, his
Yeah, Ben. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep, Ben.
Uncle Owen.
Owen. I meant to say, yeah. Like, all right. So you got Luke and Owen. You got Luke and Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
So you got Luke and Owen, who are names that we know, but then you also got Baru. You got Obi-Wan. You got.
Obi-Wan's is a title, right? It's like a fucking name. It's
I don't know. Is it a title? Because nobody else is named Obi-Wan.
I believe it's just his name. He just started going by Ben when he was the hermit.
Yeah.
No, he's Ben. Obi-Wan was his fucking Jedi pimp name.
Ben Kenobi. Ben
Pimp
Kenobi
name.
was his actual name.
Yeah, Ben
Then he-
Kenobi.
Yeah. Then he went by Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan
Yeah.
Kenobi. Yeah.
Obi-Wan can blow me.
What is that based on?
Whatever the fucking do. Yeah. It's like a fucking. It's like
What other Jedi has a different name?
Darth Vader.
Like
That's a Sith.
Oh fuck that.
like Leia. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't heard anybody named Leia here. But
Well,
Leia's a name.
Yeah.
I guess
Well,
Leia's a
it's-
name now.
It's spawned from the movie, though.
Yeah.
This is Leah.
Shut up.
No, not for nothing. The motherfucker in either in Endor or in the Battle of Yavin did pronounce it Princess Leia,
Yeah.
much
right.
like the Falcon or the Falcon.
Right.
It's pronunciation.
Yeah, that's just people being douches.
Yeah. Nobody gives a shit
Johnny.
about
It's just like Jaguar or Jaguar.
Yeah. Nobody gives a shit about the Falcon pronunciation.
You're out of your Falcon mind. I'll tell you that much. I think it wasn't even as fucking as complex as you're making it out. I think Lucas just talked to like kids, and like his kids is what fucking named it with their fucking baby talk. Yeah, Snice Noodles is really fucking great.
What?
Snice Noodles. the Max Rebo band.
okay.
Yeah, Max Rebo. Okay.
Like
His name's Max.
like Yoda.
Yeah.
It could have been yoga. Take the G out, put a D in there, and yeah, you got Yoda rather.
What the hell's yoga?
Yoga.
Yogurt.
You never heard of yoga?
Oh, yoga.
Yeah.
Crowdcast Josh says that's why Uncle Owen was harvesting moisture to make rice. Oh no, no, I guess he must have meant the juxtaposition of Ben and Uncle Owen. Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying Uncle Ben. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I was saying that.
And Han is a Vietnamese name.
Yeah, and Chewie is Hispanic.
Thank you. Wow, that's fucking great.
Although
What?
Chewbacca in Japanese means kiss stupid.
Kiss stupid?
Yeah.
Really?
Baka is stupid or crazy. And chew his kiss.
That fucking scene on the Jawa fucking thing was pretty dope, huh?
Sandcrawler, man.
Yeah.
The we'll call it the Jawa party bus.
Yeah, it's like Gronk driving it.
Hootini.
You got to do that right into the mic.
Talk? Yeah.
Talk. No, I think I heard a belch.
Well, he doesn't like it when we're away from the mic.
That's
so.
Fuck. I also went down.
He doesn't like when you don't talk into the mic.
I went down after watching that. I was solo, and then Mary had crashed, and then I ended up down a rabbit hole of Spidey and His Amazing Friends episodes on the Disney Plus.
Nice. Does it hold up?
You know, it's hard because I'm looking at it at, my age. I think it still does, but what blows me away though is just so funny how what characters got got cartoons back then. Like Hulk and Spidey makes sense. And I mean, really, Amazing Friends had to be a attempt to capitalize on the success of Super Friends, right?
Yeah.
Like give Spidey a team.
Yeah.
But like they would give, Iceman, and that what I loved about that show was it was kind of my first exposure to a lot of the Marvel Universe. It's how I first saw Iceman. It's how I first saw the X-Men, and a lot of those, probably even the Submariner too, in the famous episode 7 Little Superheroes.
That's not water. That's alcohol.
Oh man. But it's pretty good. I watched the episode that had the Black Knight, which is pretty dope, fighting Mordred. And then the Sunfire episode, when Sunfire had the hots for Firestar, which, yeah, pun intended. And then watched the first X-Men episode.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
So apparently we missed Life Day. It was November 17th. I forgot.
No.
So
Shit.
this is our Life Day episode.
This is our Life Day, yeah.
This is our Life Day.
Let's see if we can get Lumpy on the horn.
Yeah.
Lumpy pickup.
Lumpy, yeah.
Itchy is watching porn on his headset.
And his hollow screen.
Yeah.
Unlike you, who's watching Michael Myers wrestle on your phone right now.
Versus Jake Oliver. Thank you.
Really, you know what? We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, we are.
You can watch that anytime you want.
No, I can't.
You can watch it on break at work.
There you go. You can watch it at break at the podcast when he's out smoking. You can be watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Itchy.
MZ, what watch any movies on Tubi lately?
Yes.
We don't need the whole update, but any worth talking about?
Yeah.
On Monday, I watched.
Jesus. No, I watched. I've been watching I watched 3 movies. I watched Intruder, the Scott Spiegel joint, and I suggest you guys watch that. It's a really awesome slasher that stars Danny Hicks from Evil Dead 2. It's Elizabeth Kopp.
I was wishing Danny DeVito was in it.
And it also has Emil Sitka in it from the Three Stooges. And I also watched Disco Godfather. Rudy Ray Moore, Godfather, and I'm currently watching Petey Wheatstraw, The Devil's Son-in-Law.
Currently, right this moment.
Not right at this moment, but I'm in the middle of it right now. Not watching it right now, but I'm about maybe 20 minutes into it right now.
Not right now, just right now.
Yeah.
So Chromcast Josh says MZ clued me into Tubi. I hadn't heard of it before you mentioned it, and it's pretty rad. So thanks, MZ.
No sweat, bro.
You get a cut of that, MZ?
I wish.
And Raven Shadow Josh wants to know, was Wolverine and Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends?
He was in the second episode of they did, which is not currently on, I think probably season 2, because the first episode had the team was Thunderbird, Colossus, Cyclops, Kitty Pryde, who had a very buff voice and a very odd mask, Professor X, and that was the one where Firestar's former boyfriend was half cyborg, half white dude, and he was running
What?
amok. Yeah, he was like an astronaut who got fucked up.
Get the Two-Face treatment.
Yeah, not quite like Hank Henshaw from Superman, but like he was all fucked up. But the Wolverine one was the one where half the episode the X-Men were at the mansion, and then Spidey was fighting the Juggernaut, and then it culminated with like Spidey trying to fucking web Juggernaut. Juggernaut wasn't having that, and then they all meet at the mansion, and it was the first time I heard Wolverine's voice, and for some reason the first two Wolverine appearances gave him an Australian accent.
Yeah, it still bothers me to this
Yeah,
day.
yeah. It was more prominent in the Pride of the X-Men,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I mean, the dude's Canadian. He should sound like us, except for the occasional A, I guess, right?
Josh says he has a memory of Wolverine in his brown costume on a cartoon, but I can't place what cartoon it was.
Yeah, so there was two. There was two, Josh. It was Spidey's Amazing Friends, and then Pride of the X-Men was a one-shot that was part of the Marvel Action Hour, which would air essentially it was old Spidey Amazing Friends episodes with the RoboCop cartoon and Dino Riders, for those who remember that in the late 80s.
I remember that show.
Yeah, Dino Riders. There was a cool toy line too. We had little like lizard men were the bad guys, the blonde Caucasians were the good guys.
Yeah, I remember
it was
them.
the late 80s.
Sure.
And they had like necklaces that could control dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying?
I don't recall, but continue.
Oh, you're much older than I am. I am the on the show. By at least a few months.
You are the youngin.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
apparently the old man remembers it as well, though.
Well,
I'm old enough to remember that kind of shit.
but exactly. But for one episode, one week, they like skipped out on one of the shows in that block, and they had a X-Men pilot, and it was done very much like the G.I. Joe animation. Like even like the voice of Cyclops was the dude that played Duke, in the Joe cartoon, and it was super cool, narrated by Stan Lee. And I'm like, holy shit, this is a fucking thing now. And it was never on again. It was the pilot.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. Like, they had high hopes for that.
Yeah. I eventually bought the VHS tape and probably watched it every day for a while. But it was super rad. It had like the, with Dazzler, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Juggernaut, Blob, all the classic Toad was in there, and it was a really cool cartoon.
Well, I remember the big disappointment though was Wolverine fought the Toad as the hero villain breakdown.
Yeah,
Like, really, you couldn't do any better than that.
it's like what happens on page 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but it was super rad.
All right.
So now is that on the Disney? I don't remember seeing that.
I didn't see it there. Interesting. And it's funny for me, like, I guess of a certain age, it's like a legendary, thing.
Yeah, no, see, I don't know whether they got the rights to everything or just certain things with the.
It might have been under like New Line, oddly enough.
I honestly I don't remember who put that
I'm
out.
trying to somewhere, probably in that room, I have the VHS tape. I'll look at break. I might even have it out and about.
And Josh also says Tubi has Lucha Underground, which I didn't get to finish when it was on Netflix, so I'm pretty psyched.
Oh, is it not on Netflix anymore?
Apparently not.
Shit, I haven't seen that. It was on my queue.
There you go, Tubi, man.
Oh man, John. Sorry, John. Did you watch AEW this week?
I did not.
Got to see the fucking first match on the card, dude.
I haven't recorded. I just haven't. I haven't seen last week either. I've been just so busy, so I haven't had a chance. What was the first match? Was it a tag team match, right?
No.
Oh,
it was
they usually lead off with a tag team.
Ray Phoenix versus the brunette young Nick.
Matt. Oh, brunette or blonde?
I said brunette.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you. I don't know if you messed it up.
It is you.
I fucking said brunette.
What color is brunette?
That is Matt.
Brown or black?
What color are you? Are you a brunette?
I am brunette. Johnny, we're both brunettes.
What's
We
MC?
could be the old fucks. Yeah, he's just.
Huh?
we could be the old fucks.
We're the old fucks.
The young bucks and the old fucks.
The middle-aged fucks.
We're beyond middle age right now.
Yeah.
Unless we live 90.
Oh, slow it
Where
down.
we were
Speak for
middle-aged.
yourself.
Slow down, Methuselah.
Raven
Yeah,
Shadow's
I'm
at 3/4 life.
Yeah. Exceeded expectations. But no, that match was fucking dope, dude. It was fucking drama. And I want to show Marion that match over Black Friday weekend.
Why you got to wait till Black Friday weekend?
Oh, because we're getting fucking having a party that day. I'll tell you that much. We're fucking watching movies. We're going to have movies in different rooms. It's going to be great.
And in a year and a half, I'm going to be 50.
Holy
Raven
shit.
Shadow, that was the weekend I might come up. Does that mean that
I
there's
know.
going to be a party?
Yeah, dude. We're doing fucking all kinds of stuff.
Are you gonna
Aries
be
is
wearing
coming over.
clothes?
What?
Are you gonna be wearing clothes?
You don't have to.
He's gonna-
Wait, it's gonna be a party. My TV's on, and everything.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know.
going to be wearing his thermals with his jeans over him. His ripped jeans
Yeah.
over his
Yeah.
thermals.
I was wearing my fucking Yankee Diddler costume. I was wearing a coat. I don't even know. I'll get tuned.
Yankee Diddler. All right, we should probably move on and get things rolling so we can get talking about this movie in a bit. So if you guys want to help support the show, there's a few ways you can do so. First and foremost, head on over to patreon.com. And there, go to patreon.com/trickortreatradio, and you can go ahead and help support us on Patreon. We got some exclusive audio content up there. And actually, we just got a comment. Let me look it up, and I'll read that. So, let me see. Yeah, okay. So I'm on Patreon now. So we just put up, the last thing we put up was the beginning of November. We did the film commentary for Police Academy 2, which was a lot of fun to do. So we did that. If you guys have not heard that yet, I would recommend checking it out. And you can join for as little as $2 a month. So if you guys want to, just go ahead. $2 a month will get you to help support us. If you want that exclusive content, that's $5 a month. And as we've discussed in the past, we don't need to rehash. There's a lot of things you can get with $5. All you got to do is not get one of them for a month, Raven Shadow, and you're in.
Yeah.
All right, we got let me read this. This is from our boy EF Contentment. EF says, I had a busy month, and the whole time I was just waiting to get a couple hours at home to be able to sit back and enjoy this with a couple beers. This being the film commentary, because it's a comment on that post. This was definitely worth the wait and the Patreon donation. Between Monster Zero's facts and trivia and Raven Shadow's apparent insistence that these films had some kind of planned out arc from the beginning, I had a lot of fun, and there was never a boring moment in the commentary. It made a hilarious movie even funnier, and I really hope you consider doing more commentaries in the future. I had this playing from my phone speaker while watching the movie on my television, and hearing you guys laugh and fight in the background made it feel like I was watching it with friends. Invisible friends, but friends nonetheless. I was tempted to put out some extra beers on the table for my invisible friends, which I would then drink, but I had work early the next morning, plus that would be kind of sad. This comment is sad enough already, so let's move on. He finishes up by saying, I know there were parts where Johnny and Raven Shadow felt they had to narrate the events on screen in order to prevent gaps in the commentary, but honestly, I don't think you need to do that in the future. I get that you would like to make this listenable for people who aren't watching the film, but I feel that the commentary should always be intended to run with the movie. And if the person listening doesn't have the movie, well then, they can always go to Amazon through your site and get a copy. Keep up the great work, guys.
Thanks, man.
Shit, dude. That's fucking pretty good, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Thank you for the words, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, EF. We appreciate it, and EF has been very active on the Patreon, and we appreciate all the feedback there because, you know, it's tough to manage everything with all the social media and everything, and EF's always on top of things on Patreon, so we appreciate that, and we're really glad that you enjoyed it, and I think that's, I mean, even if one person like thinks that highly of it, I think that's a good enough reason to probably keep doing them. So
We've done our job.
Yeah, you guys are fucked now. We're doing more of them.
yeah. So maybe we should consider doing another one for next time I'm up there. So
Absolutely.
let's get
Absolutely. It was
yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it that Saturday.
So let's get the juices flowing. Let's see what we can come up with. And I think we got some options already that we threw out there. I think Weird Science and Summer School and a couple others. But we'll always take recommendations. So if you guys, I guess we have next episode, which I think we're going to be doing early, right? We hadn't officially decided, but we probably won't do it on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We'll talk
We should
about
probably-
during the break. We'll confirm during the break. We hadn't confirmed yet. So, but yes. So if you guys want to check that out, and we have some other stuff on there as well, go ahead and go to patreon.com/trickortreatradio and go ahead and help us out and support us there. And then also you can go to trickortreatradio.com, and right there you scroll down, look for the Amazon logo, click on it. It's going to bring you right to Amazon. I know Black Friday is just around the corner, and all those holiday gifts and all those gift cards you're going to be getting from Amazon, just use our link and we get a tiny little cut, and you know, it doesn't cost them any extra, Raven Shadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
That's right. So if you guys just click on that link and bring it right to Amazon, puts our affiliate link in, all good after that. Everything you buy in that session, we get a little bit of a cut. Also, if you guys want, trickortreatradio.com, there is the store we have there. Just click on store, and there we get some digital content. We got the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio Volumes 1 through 3 and some other stuff. So give it a look. And that's how you can support. And you can also support the show by giving us a review. If funds are tight, you don't have the money, and you have yet to give us a review, we'd appreciate it, especially because we haven't got any. We've actually been moving up the charts a little bit, but we just haven't gotten any new reviews in a while. So if anyone out there, if you guys have yet to leave us a review, go ahead and, especially Apple Podcasts, click the 5 stars, and then it says underneath it, write a review. And if you just want to, leave a few words, let people know what you dig about the show. It'll help, because when someone's looking at our show and another show and they're trying to decide, and that other show has a lot of recent comments, they might go with that one. So it definitely does make a difference. So if you guys want to help us out there, we would appreciate it. And as always, we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Alexa, pretty much anywhere you can get podcasts, we're available. So if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And I know I mentioned earlier, but I also have a sort of a spin-off podcast. It's Force Insensitive, a Star Wars podcast, and that's we just dropped our 3rd episode. It's really the 2nd. We did some funny numbering because we did episode 0, but we did episode 2. We talk about chapter 2 of The Mandalorian on there. So if you guys want, check it out. Help support what's going on, and we will get some. We're actually planning some more Patreon content. We've been kind of talking about it here and there, so we got some fun stuff planned, I think. So we'll be getting some more of that up for you guys soon. So, Raven Shadow.
Yeah.
I know you had some problems with your Fire Stick this week. So, but what did you do to prepare to watch the Divine Fury this week?
Oh, it's getting cold in New England, Johnny. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like 10 degrees warmer down here pretty much all the time.
Yeah, you're like fucking, in the Bahamas compared to New England. You know what I mean? But so I had my annual furnace cleaning, right? Little PM, preventive maintenance areas, those kind of terms. PM, right? MZ knows about BMs, but still, that's not the point. So my furnace guy come in. I took some time off from work. Furnace guys come in. Now there's 2 of them. I don't understand it. I do it every year. There's always one guy. Now there's 2 guys. So first guy comes in, and I'm like, oh, I have a hard time finding the house. He's like, no, I've been here before. You're the Batman guy. I'm like, I'm the Batman guy. Like, is that...
Really, that statement confuses you.
Well, no, but...
Have you looked around your house?
Well, to be fair, yeah. So we came in the basement downstairs, and my basement's kind of tricked out, 70s, pimped out comic layer down there. I do have a Batman mask from '89 Batman Burton, my glass head, my last Halloween costume, rubber. So he comes in, and then must be his trainee. He's like, holy shit, this place is awesome, man. This is cool. I love comics. He's looking at my Marvel Legends stuff, and he's trying to name off dudes. And he's like, yo, I gotta show you my tattoo. And I'm like, I'd rather you just clean the front.
He pull his pants down.
Yeah, those fucking dicks in my fucking face. No.
Well, I'm sucking them off.
I like Punisher too. No.
All of a sudden, the Joker appeared.
It ain't web fluid, kids. So no, we talk a little bit. I talk about Iron Fist, and whatnot. And then he's like, oh, yeah, well, let me show you my tattoo. And he pulls a sweatshirt off, and it's kind of cool. It's a big arm sleeve of like a Punisher with like the
Dolph Lundgren.
just no.
No.
But I asked Scales of Justice, and it's got text, and it's the Punisher with like two guns blazing with like the blind Justice's blind eyes kind of stuff. And I'm like, hey, that's cool. Who's the artist? It's like, oh, from that Marvel Max book, Garth Ennis. Yeah, Garth Ennis drew it. And I'm like, in my head,
No.
I'm like, no, he didn't. But I really just want you to. I'm glad you're excited. If I was off today, we could have some beers, hang out in the fucking whatever the fuck. But I just want you to clean my furnace. I gotta go to work. I gotta get home, and I gotta fucking strap on.
Jesus Christ. I had no idea when that was coming, so thanks.
Learn how to segue.
You
Like,
go through your week
That really
with the same
happened.
old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories
With your host, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
we have action.
horror.
An adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast,
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast!
a podcast for the barbarian at heart.
I'm Alex West. And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast. And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
I could be staying outside a woman's prison in a fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos, and no woman would come near me.
We have returned on Trick or Treat Radio. And now we're going to talk about a flick. The flick we're doing this week is The Divine Fury from 2019. This film is not rated. It is 2 hours and 9 minutes. It is an action horror thriller from South Korea. And it is written and directed by Kim Joo-hwan. And the film stars Park Si-joon, An Sung-ki, Woo Do-hwan, and Jo Yin-hyung. And the synopsis is very simple. An MMA fighter helps an exorcist fight evil. So there you go.
All right.
Brave Chow's still not back. Fuck it, I ain't waiting for this dude.
no, let's just go.
Just go.
Man, he is the worst. So, all right, let's talk about the Divine Fury. So, I was really looking forward to this because obviously a lot of the South Korean films that we've done are very high art, if you will, in terms of cinema. And there's definitely, they don't skimp on anything in terms of, you know, the way the film looks, it feels, the emotion, the script. Usually, typically, I'll say, not usually, they're very well done. And, you know, when I saw that there was going to be an action horror movie, I got really excited about it. So, you know, that's why I definitely wanted to check this one out. Did you guys have any sort of expectations, or did you guys even know anything about it before?
No, not until it was mentioned last week about watching.
Yeah, same for me. I didn't hear anything about this, and it wasn't until I started watching it that I even look at to see what the genre was.
Yep. Okay. So the Divine Fury. Let me pull up my notes here. And so yeah, this is as I mentioned, directed by Kim Joo-hwan, who had previously directed 2 other films, Midnight Runners and Koala. I've never seen either, so I'm not familiar with his work. And so it basically starts off and we have kind of a flashback. It's almost, in a sense, an origin story, I guess, where we have the star. Let me just make sure I get his name right. Young Hoo, and he, as a kid, he sort of it just kind of shows his mindset of where he's at, and sort of gives some reference as to why he became a MMA fighter. His father was injured in a kind of freak accident where he got run over by a car. And so therefore, and he kind of blamed God for it, because there was a priest who said that he'd pray for him and his father would be fine. And his father obviously was not fine. And I got to say that one of the best parts of this movie was when he threw that cross at the priest at the beginning.
One of the best uses for a cross I've ever seen in my life. That was beautiful. Not since The Exorcist have I seen a cross used so well.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I thought there was going to be some aggression, but not that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And also I want to call out the star of this film, Park Seo-joon, also was in Parasite. He played Min, the friend that was traveling, that told, he told his friend about the tutoring job. So, you guys remember Min?
Yes.
Yes. So he was the star of this film. Was MZ leaving too?
Yeah. MZ's leaving. I think he has to poop. I don't know. He just very abruptly got up and walked out.
Oh, Jesus. I hope
he's heading. He's pooping.
Wow,
this is
going to be awkward.
This is our show, Johnny. Here we go.
You and me. The awkward thing is, I hope the mics don't pick that up because it's right next to the studio. Jeez, man.
Well, one thing I do want to comment about this, it's not necessarily this movie.
Yeah.
I've never made it, I've never been shy about saying how I don't like subtitles. I don't like foreign movies, subtitles.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a version I was watching or not, but I turned on the subtitles, but I also had the voiceover.
Yes.
So it was, the version I was watching was also dubbed and had the subtitles. I noticed that the dub, the voiceover and the subtitles didn't match.
Well, that's what happens a lot with these.
Which is part of why I have a problem with the subtitles or dubbing or whatever, because for the most part, what didn't match didn't matter that much. You know what? The dub said father, the subtitle said dad.
Right.
Okay, that doesn't matter that much. But there was some instance where what was dubbed over and what the subtitle said were two completely different things, and the tone would have been completely different. So I'm curious as to what should have been.
Well, I think a lot of times with that, I think subtitles are direct translation. And typically, anyways, obviously there's going to be some colloquialisms and things like that. But and I think that when they dub the the voiceover and they when they do a dub of it, I think that is made to sort of fit the culture that it's going to be used in. So I imagine they rewrite the script slightly to make it fit. Because it would be weird if some of the Korean to English translations just are a little odd, or any translation, because just the way language is it's just not going to be a perfect 1-to-1 ratio. So I think what they do is they change it for that reason.
And that's the thing too. I made a point to, I was kind of bummed that it was dubbed, because I'd rather hear the actual inflection of the native language as opposed to, I mean, like I feel the this isn't necessarily a criticism, but I feel the dubbing was very 80s anime dubbing, if that makes sense. The way like they maybe overdubbed like Force 5 or cartoons that we saw back in the day.
Well, you're always going to get that vibe because what they're saying in their mouths are never going to match up. So it's always going to have that feel to it.
But I prefer to have the subtitles on to get them more accurate because isn't the same track like Johnny was saying.
Yeah,
it's not
it's a different voice track. But the problem with the subtitles always, you say you want their inflections on it, but you don't understand what they're saying. You don't understand like where they're putting, spaces or commas or what words are getting, the punch.
Right.
You don't understand that. That's part of the whole feel of a movie is getting that, where that, the inflection goes, which word, because a lot of that is important.
Right, and that's it. We like Parasite we just watched. Like, I mean, it just even if you don't understand it, I think it is still important. Like, right, they use dad and papa, but it really should have been like father, right? Like, I mean, like that.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of that in this movie, and and I know I always talk about this, and I'm sometimes people think I'm splitting hairs with certain things, but these are some of the things that bother me about the why I don't like subtitles. It's not that I feel that they're bad movies or whatever reason. These are just certain things that take me out of a movie.
Okay.
And that I just I brought this up just merely because I saw the opportunity because MZ was gone and you were gone. That's why I just
No, you did you're good at podcasting.
Oh, thank you.
The thing for me is dubs to me seem almost like almost disingenuous because it is how do I verbalize this? It feels like it's detached from the reference material, like what we're like not the reference, but what we're watching. Like it seems like it's detached. And I personally like seeing it in the native tongue and then seeing the subtitles because it's just how the director intended it, So for me, I prefer that. Even if the language and the translation is a little off, I would prefer that. Whereas, like you said, Aries, I think watching like an anime or something like I felt like I felt like it was detached, and this wasn't the actor; it was someone else who was doing the voiceover. It wasn't the actor; it was another actor that comes in, and they don't know. Maybe all the motivation or what was going on behind a role. And it just seems detached and it doesn't feel as genuine to me. That's just my opinion of it. But that's, I like seeing it the way it was intended because you can feel the emotion in that performance. Where if you were watching a dub, you're not getting that genuine, like we're not getting the director's input because he is not directing the voice actors. He's directing the actors on screen, and we're not hearing the emotion in their voice.
Right. I just want to say one more thing, and then I'm going to be done with this, and we can move on. The difference between that is the whole subtitle thing. I mean, that can be just computer generated, or someone could be interpreted in typing it, and that is just there's nothing else involved in that. But as far as the voiceover. Although it's not the original director's interpretation, there is more than likely a director involved, and there is takes. So
sure.
It is someone else's interpretation of it, although not the original interpretation. There is some feeling there, and that's fair.
And
not to say that I am, not to say that I'm in love with voiceover. I just feel that there is a little more human involvement in the voiceover than there is in the subtitle.
Yeah, it felt the dubbing felt very, very detached. It didn't feel organic at all. It felt like you have the director there explaining to the voice actors, okay, now emote sympathy, now emote fear, now emote joy or whatever, and it just comes across as a really concentrated form of.
Bears is fucking pissed.
No, you have a match or something. Good Lord!
What?
You stink.
Jesus, MZ. I'm so glad I'm not there.
Wait, he stinks?
Yeah, you don't smell that?
What does he smell like?
What do you think? He just went to the bathroom.
What'd you do at my house? Shit at my
Oh,
house?
You're so lucky you don't smell that. Oh my God!
You shit in my house.
You shit in my house, man.
Shit at my house?
How dare you?
That isn't the bathroom, asshole. It's my fucking bedroom.
Oh God! Use the downstairs one next time.
Oh my
There's
lord.
a downstairs bathroom.
No fucking. Why you fucking don't tell him that, man?
I don't want to smell this.
I showed you. But like there's a handful of scenes in
Snort
this
your
film.
whiskey.
Snort your whiskey. Like the funeral scene, which I think I'm curious to what the actual Korean dialogue would have been, or the Korean emotionality.
The emotionality. I knew that was
Yeah.
coming.
Right?
It just felt very. It felt very concentrated.
Right. It was all
felt-
like granddad's a go, you know, like
Yeah.
Pikachu, I choose you, like, and you know, it was very high pitched.
Yeah.
And I think there should have been a little more. I don't know.
It just didn't mesh well with what we were seeing on screen.
Right.
All right.
Anything else?
Well, I think we've done that one to death. So let's talk about the movie. And so I thought, for the first 10 to 12 minutes, it's. I started to say this, but I think it was just me and Aries. But it was essentially, in a sense, an origin movie, right, Raven Shadow?
Oh yeah, totally. The origin of our hero.
Young Who.
And I gotta say, we've said it before in the old studio, and Mars and I have even talked about this in the past. Asians can do Dick Grayson better than Americans can so far. But this dude definitely had a Grayson kind of vibe.
Okay.
To him.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I was fine with the sort of like quick little origin, but I felt like once again, and this is maybe sort of an American outlook, but for an action horror movie, I would have preferred to have some action and or horror in the first 10 minutes.
Yes, aside from when we first see that there's a glimpse of
the demons.
Maybe some
You got a little tease that they didn't fulfill.
Right. I mean, you got a snippet,
and that was it's like 7 or 8 minutes in or something like that. So it's really just the father and his son, and kind of building up their relationship, which is fine. But I just think that it would have been a nice sort of like entry point to give you something, and then even when the father, once again, this is very early on in the film, even when the father dies, it's sort of like misadventure in a sense. I mean, obviously demons were responsible, but they didn't do demon shit. They just were like hooligans,
Right. That could have been a fucking drunk dude on a Friday night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
didn't have supernatural chicanery.
Right. So I mean that once again, but it could be a cultural thing, like that's how they grab people with drama, and because we've seen that with movies like Train to Busan and all these other Korean movies that we've seen. A lot of times they pull you in with the emotion and the relationships, so. And the relationship between the father and the son was obviously important. So I get it. But for my sensibilities, it would have been nice to give you something up front,
Right. I think there was some drama there. I mean, right, we had the snippet. And then when, the kid is thinking about the father and then you some history of the mother, there was some kind of like, oh, he fucking's pissed. He fucking...
It would not have been difficult to have some real horror in the movie to deal with the demons and for it to be dismissed as real world trauma.
Okay, but here's another thing too, though. But from his last name was Park. Young Ho, was that his
Young
name?
Who.
Young Ho Park, yeah.
But I think it wasn't. No one knew that. Like the view. So the dad is the one that saw the glimpse, but everyone else didn't.
Correct. So to everyone else, it was just a real world accident.
Right.
Well, not accident, but real world trauma
incident. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, the only one who witnessed that was the dad and
Was the
us
one who
as the
died.
viewer.
Right.
We're in on the punchline.
Yeah.
We
So
know,
the world is not supposed to know that there are demons. That's why they did this.
right. And then when you
It would
flash
not have
forward-
been difficult for them to have it be demon trauma, but have it come off as real world trauma. They could have done something. They could have had him as he's driving away. He could have been pulled into the car and something happened to him, or something to that effect, rather than just falling off the car.
But I think that would have changed. It would have changed the narrative, though.
No, it would not have.
But
I think it was smart the way they did it.
No,
And I gotta go.
I
with
don't
MZ.
because there was nothing demonic about it. A drunk could have killed his father.
Well, to be
And that's the
perfectly
perception.
honest, there's really no discernible way that we know how he died. He died probably mostly from injuries. He wasn't run over by the car.
He was.
No.
Yes.
No, he
Yes.
wasn't.
Oh yeah,
No,
he
he
was.
wasn't.
The car
He
car
was.
bounces.
You watch him
I didn't
go
see
out
the car
from under
bounce.
Oh
you
yeah.
watch him roll under the rear wheel.
Underneath. Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it.
100%. I will bet you $100 right now.
Well,
No,
I
I don't got $100 to bet.
Wait, all right,
If you're so confident, I don't have
I'm
$100.
just I'm not confident. I'm just saying I didn't see the car bounce. I didn't see the car run him over.
He got punched in the face for real.
He
I
got
think.
hit in the face, yeah.
Boom! He definitely got punched in the mush.
Yeah, he was dragged
He was
several
dragged
hundred
along the
feet,
car, and then the car
and
ran him
he
over.
got punched in the face a couple of times,
don't
and then he
know,
let
dude.
go.
I will bet you $100.
Fucking Aries Warbucks over here.
Yes.
I don't fucking know.
I am telling you.
All right, all right, all
If
right.
I
all
am
right.
telling you it
He-
had happened.
Yeah, and he got run over. There's no doubt about it.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
You guys are fucking blind.
Well, okay, you didn't watch the movie. You were watching porn on your phone.
There. He got punched in the mush. He got pulled in. They grabbed him. I figured he like broke his neck or got some internal injuries.
They didn't pull him in.
No, he was holding on.
He was holding onto the car, yes. And then the car ran him over. They should have pulled him in, done something, and then discarded of him.
And the one and spit him out like fucking
Yeah.
the.
Well, you
pit
know what?
in
The
fucking
car could have
Army
run to the
Darkness?
corner. It could have done some shit, and then out of sight, discarded him, and then people would have just thought it was a normal injury.
I think we're saying the same thing though.
You're not. You're just no.
We're not saying the same thing.
Moving on.
Producer
he
Aries.
he fucking DED did. That's all that matters. Evil Corny chimes in. He got run over. Thank you, Corny.
Oh, what is he?
Corny's always got my back.
Yeah.
Corny, what the fuck, bro?
And first time Mike is hanging out. He says, "Evening, family. Mind if I hang out for a while?" Of course not,
Word
buddy.
to her. Happy
And-
birthday, babe.
And he also said, "And I come into a fart joke. I'm in familiar territory here."
That wasn't a fart joke. That was shit reality.
Yeah.
I gotta live here, bro.
Light a match or something.
Get a fucking piece of
he's laying
cheese.
he's laying wolf bait in there.
Yeah. Floating a fucking air biscuit like a motherfucker.
All right, so then we get basically after the whole scene with, that's the scene where he throws the cross at the priest's head, which is fucking hilarious.
My
Yeah,
God.
that was great.
And then
But there was
go ahead.
content. You felt bad for the kid. I mean,
Oh
like
yeah,
he's
of
at the
course.
funeral and the priest comes in, you know, and he fucking bops him on the fucking
Gets him in
noggin.
the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I envy that kid.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, that's what he was hit by.
And once again, speaking of Jesus, we talked before. Is the Jesus brand really big over in the Korea?
Apparently
The
so.
Jesus brand.
Yeah.
In the Korea.
Yeah.
The Jesus brand big in the Korea.
Apparently so.
Only in West Korea.
Yeah. With West Korea. You know,
I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll look it up, I'm pretty sure that they are mostly predominantly Christian there.
I mean, if they made the movie,
Well, no, I understand that, and I feel we watched another movie maybe this year or in years past where you know.
so I'm gonna go
Jesus was big.
with a yes.
Yeah.
That they are They follow the Jesus.
No, fair.
The Jesus.
You said it, man.
All right.
I thought you had something more to add to that, Raven Shadow.
No,
Yeah,
I just want to get this moving.
Okay, get it moving.
All right. So
What else you got?
All right. Well, apparently it's several years pass after the death of his father.
20.
Not apparently. It flat out says it. 20 years.
Does it say 20 years?
Yes.
So
20. What?
I don't know. I didn't.
You didn't. You weren't watching it. You were watching porn.
No, I didn't have subtitles.
That was not subtitles. That came across the screen.
So let me just read this real quick. So Korea is a country where all the world's major religions, Christianity, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Islam, peacefully coexist with shamanism. According to the 2015 statistics, 44% of the Korean population has a religion. And I'm just looking at a chart here, and let's see. So this is a unit equals 10,000 people. Just keep that in mind. But Protestants are the largest percentage at 45%, and Buddhists are 35%, and Catholics 18%, and other is 2%. So I guess Protestant, though, is Christian. So I guess that's the bulk of 45% of the population that is religious. Are Protestants.
All of Buddhism?
Yeah, 45 to 35. Yeah.
It's a big demographic.
But Buddhism, I mean, it didn't originate in Korea. Not that it has to, but
yeah, fair. All right.
So just hey, just a little bit info there for us. So yeah, so this is not completely odd, culturally. In fact, it's probably pretty common. So
good for them.
Jesus. So yeah, and then we see the dad die, and then we cut to they didn't say how much further along in time we are, but we see
20 years.
Yeah,
it 20?
It say 20 years across the screen.
Okay, yeah.
It's 20 years.
So Young Hoo is now an MMA fighter, and he's fighting, I think it was his 17th fight. He's or 18th or something. He's 17-0. He's the champ. He's undefeated. And then the dude he's fighting, he turns around in the ring and has like a picture of tattoo of Jesus on his back or something like that. And then there's this voice in Young Hoo's head that's basically like, he killed your father, kill him. Like, it was like, talking about how Jesus is responsible for his father's death. And
right.
And I thought, I was actually hoping that there was going to be more MMA, but we only get this one MMA fight, really.
Yeah, and it lasts about maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah, definitely.
Fights are, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I thought it actually looked pretty realistic for an MMA fight. They even had Herb Dean, the referee who does a lot of MMA stuff, including UFC. So had the real deal ref, and I thought it looked pretty good. It looked like it could have been like an actual fight. He jumped on him and started fucking pounding away, and a little ground and pound action as he literally was beating his face off. So, and then after that, yeah, he wins the match, and then and then that's the only MMA fight that we really get. So, but I thought it looked pretty realistic. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more, maybe, just to sort of sell the fact. But I guess he's sort of lost his. What's that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you got a movie that's lasting over 2 hours. You should have more MMA fights than one that lasts only 20 seconds.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think that kind of sold him. They gave his he was undefeated.
I understand that.
And decimated someone that was, I think they said he was 17-3, so he wasn't, a schlub.
No, I understand that basically really all you need is just one match to sell the fact that this guy's an MMA fighter. I got no problem with that. But but what I do have a problem with is that you have you have a 130-minute running time and you only got one match that lasts 20 seconds. I would have liked to have seen another match. I don't care how long it would have lasted. I would have liked to seen another match just to enhance the fact that this guy is a legit MMA fighter. I mean, I would have liked to have seen that. I mean,
that was
with 130 minutes, 20 seconds of actual fighting in an MMA ring. It does sell it. Shut up. It does sell the point,
Jeez.
but I would have liked to have seen more.
It was I think that was unnecessary. They 100% sold the point, and that was a sidebar to the movie. That was just what the character did as an occupation, and to give him why he was able to fight outside the ring. That was it.
If you buy a porno movie and you see only 20 seconds worth of fucking, and it's over 2 hours long, you're going to be pretty disappointed.
Okay, but this isn't an MMA movie. This is a movie about exorcism.
For my money,
if I bought
still
a porn
like to have seen
and
more.
I had 20 minutes of the pizza delivery guy showing up, I'd be pissed.
Here's the
I mean,
pizza.
that's
Here's
what
the pepperoni.
That's what the MMA scene was. It was the pizza delivery guy in the porn.
Right, enough for nothing. It's not like Monday Night Raw. They don't have a match every week. It's all scheduled and stuff. So I think you got enough with that. So he does. I mean, I would have liked a little more concern in terms of dialogue when what happened to his hand. I mean, like, that's your career there.
Well, there was enough. I think there was enough concern placed with the dealing with what happened to his hand.
I think because if he showed more concern about it, he would have taken himself out of eligibility to fight.
So can I downplay it? Downplay it.
Yeah, I think there was. Okay. I think there was just enough concern with the situation with his right hand.
That is 100% showing a tough guy right there.
But maybe and once again, I'm not going to say I'm going to rewrite the scripts, but like you think when you're talking to your doctor, you would have more emotionality of it. Like
was that his Raven Show? Was that his PCP? You think?
His primary care physician?
Yeah.
No, I think there's more of like a ready med type stuff. It wasn't his. It was more urgent care. That wasn't his primary.
He wants that fixed, but he doesn't want like it to go on. Like he just like put some fucking super glue in it. Like make it stop bleeding. That's all he wants.
Yeah, I don't know, but you got to be realistic. You know what I mean?
No. He wants to be able to fight. That's all he wants. He wants to fight. He wants to make money.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, if you can fight with like ears being ripped off and shit like that, certainly you can fight with a little blood coming out of your hand.
No, you can't when you fucking the stigmata. He
doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
All he wants is to not bleed when he fights.
Right. Well, first of all, I think anyone fucking knows it's like he's like the fucking the Danny Ram with a stigmata. Like it's like, it kind of harnesses fucking.
Well, you don't know. We're watching the movie to find out.
Corny. If you're bleeding from your fucking palms, it's probably stigmata, right?
I got a scar there, and I got a black spot there. Do I have the stigmata?
Yeah, I would get that checked out, dude.
Yeah,
that looks weird.
And he's got
got
some hair on his palm too.
Yeah, but no, I mean, you're fucking like what the fuck, Quentin Tarantino and fucking.
Okay, you know what this isn't. I mean, it is a movie, but these characters don't know they're in a movie.
Bleeding from a hole in your hand, bleeding is bad. Much like we talked about having your walls ejaculate in the other film we watched. All the fucking professional.
Well, ejaculating walls are different than your hand bleeding.
From a certain point of view.
I would 100% dismiss that.
If you could see me through your hand.
He doesn't see through his hand.
You can't.
This isn't the Crow.
It doesn't go through his hand. It doesn't. It's only on the surface of his palm. It doesn't go through his hand.
You can get an infection.
Okay. Beating a dead horse. Moving on.
I bet Danny Dorito could fix that shit.
Oh, Jesus. This is just the episode of Beating the Dead Horse. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. So we fast forward a little bit, and he kind of gets involved a little bit more in the church and kind of questions his beliefs and stuff like that. And meets a priest who is performing an exorcism, and I thought that scene was pretty cool. The first one, the first exorcism scene, and there's that guy who basically like jumps up, and I love that when he like jumps up, grabs him by the head, and like pulls him down. Like I thought some of that stuff was pretty good, but the action was very few and far between in this, I think. And, you know, I don't always put a lot of stock in the genre classification, but I know, Aries, you have mentioned this. First and foremost, it's listed as an action movie. Action, horror, thriller. And to me, there wasn't very much action in this. And it was few and far between, and even the action that was there was just fine. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. It just was okay.
Well, in this movie's defense, there wasn't much horror or thriller involved either.
Yeah,
true.
There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of talking.
Now, I mean, I am knocking all three of those, being listed. Not to say that I'm knocking this movie, because I would not know how to list this movie. Like, if you asked me to like give this movie like a 1, like, what movie is this? I'd be like, I don't know. Like, it's very difficult to pigeonhole this into a genre.
Yeah, it's I guess the one that goes throughout is horror. So, but there's just because of the themes and some of the stuff that it deals with and possession, but I don't think there's anything like super scary in this. I thought the demons were pretty cool. I thought that there was some cool stuff that they did with them, especially the main baddie. What was his name? G-Sin?
G-Sin, yeah.
Yeah, I thought with G-Sin, I thought there was some cool stuff there. But once again, it was like him in like just in his like base trying to like call forth these other demons and stuff. And I don't know, there wasn't much interesting that was going on there, despite sort of the form he takes at the end. I thought was kind of cool. But
yeah,
but other than that, it's just a kind of a lot of kind of nothing,
Yeah, this is very it's very play by numbers when it gets to what this movie is really all about, because it kind of throws itself around all over the place. Like that scene with the kid in the with the nuns, that little boy.
Yeah, I like that.
I hated that.
Really?
Scene. I mean, it's cool, but it was completely unnecessary. I mean, that whole scene could have been taken right out of the movie. I think that whole situation with that little boy.
No, I feel that was very important to the movie.
Yeah, I think the boy was
character development.
Yeah.
And it's character development for what? We already have enough character development.
For our hero. No, that was very important. That was a turning point.
Wow.
I think you missed this movie.
I think I think the stuff with the kid might have been a little too long, but it was definitely important.
That was the turning point for the character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, on one hand, you could like orphan MMA fighter, with a fucking, mad on for God teams up with a priest to fight, fucking demons.
Right. That sounds pretty good to me.
Right? Like, that's kind of dope. And there are pockets of things that are really cool. Like, I did like when he fucking rolled up on the first exorcism, and the priest's first, kind of sidekick makes a run for it.
Yeah.
And this dude rolled up and just fucking throws bows at the fucking demon. Like, I want that. Like,
Yeah, I wanted to, and that's the thing. I wanted to see a little bit more of that. And maybe that ultimately this wouldn't have been a good decision, but I did see the trailer for this, and they played up the MMA aspect, and maybe that's why I wanted to see more. But I thought it would have been interesting if, like, that's where maybe not all the fighting took place, but if he's fighting demons in a fucking MMA. But then we are getting into these sort of like into a little bit too like corny type of thing. If it does that, we're looking at like a monster brawl type of situation, and it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to straddle that line. So I guess I'd rather have more of this than a Monster Ball type of thing. But I think it would have been more interesting if there was sort of like more MMA in the demon hunting, you know.
Or even influence. Like I like when like he punched him in the face for real, and the demon kind of stepped back and then crawled up, like a crazy Spider-Man, and he just fucking pulled him down like, get the fuck down. You know what I mean? Like when everyone else would be running and would fucking have their sign of the crosses, he's just gonna punch you or kick you for real. But it did kind of go in it shifted focus. Like I liked even too when the Dark Bishop was in the club, when we see the evil, demon behind the scene. I liked him when the dude came in to kind of strong arm him, in the club, when he's like, oh, he's in here. He said he's going to burn the place down. And he was threatening him with what accidents could happen. And then he does his own subtle, almost like a John Constantine type, used his own magical stuff to be like, nah, I'm trying to say when he's like, oh, the guy you work for is doing some other deal with somebody else. You should really go because you're going to be fucked. And seeing that club definitely looks like this is going to be a set piece for later on.
Yeah.
You definitely tell.
Oh, that was 100%. Oh, yeah. This is where the final battle is going to take place.
Yeah. We're going to see this again.
Not only because it looks cool, but also, it has a really nice high production value to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looked cool, and I think the fight at the end, in there, I thought was good. So I'm glad they established that a little earlier, but it would have been nice to see a little bit more, I think. So, I guess ultimately, this movie isn't terrible. It's a cool concept. I think it just ends up being a little too formulaic and slow, and it's kind of just a typical possession film, except that the protagonist is like an MMA fighter. That's sort of the only wrinkle.
Yeah, there's really nothing new involved.
But here's the thing, though. Taking it back
kind of bland.
Taking it back to the girl on the third floor, though, there were things I liked about that. The subtle differences of like even CM Punk's character, which I thought it made it different. And I think the MMA element in this made this slightly different. I just wish it went further, and I kind of expected to be more kind of batshit crazy. Where it kind of lost me with girls' possession, and it was kind of like, all right, kind of get back into it. And for the runtime, I think it could have been used more efficiently, and it could have been more. And maybe this is what the director wanted to do, but I think if you're doing this, have a little bit more chutzpah to it. And the effects were okay.
I don't know. The CGI looked pretty piss poor to me.
But for what it was. This isn't fucking Avengers Endgame money. You know what I mean? So it's not fucking Mandalorian money probably involved in it. But for what they had to work with, I thought it was fine. I thought his Stigmata Iron Fist was much better than fucking Danny Rand's on that program.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. The
flame.
Do you guys remember? Was it Nightmare Cinema? Was the Ryuhei Kitamura film short where it was the possession in the church? Do you guys remember that one?
Yeah.
And that one was a little slow, but at the end it got crazy. Remember seeing all the like?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit more of that. Like just even if like the last fight scene, even if it built up to that. And that was just fucking crazy. Like, I think it would have been a really, I think the buildup would have made it a little bit more worth it, But the fighting wasn't great. The choreography wasn't great. Like we've seen, when you've seen the Raid movies, and I don't expect that, or even The Night Comes for Us, I don't expect.
That's a different.
Yeah, I don't expect to see that in every movie. I don't want every movie to do that because it'll be overkill. But having seen those, I just would like to see a little bit more influence of that.
But then again, Johnny, and I'm gonna keep talking about fucking Marvel's Iron Fist series all day long. If the criticism of that show was the fight scenes weren't at that level, well, you're doing Iron Fist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So if that was a CW show on Arrow, fine, whatever. But you're the best martial artist in the world. If
Yeah.
your push is you're an MMA fighter gonna fucking fight demons, well, you're an MMA fighter.
Light a match.
Where the fuck are you going again?
Oh my God. What
Yeah,
is wrong?
apparently.
What is wrong with him?
He's got a tummy ache.
Yeah, fucking come for the podcast, stay for shitting. That's fucking
I hope you got enough toilet paper there, Raven Shadow.
yeah. Hey, if I'm gonna-
Don't send Ollie. You'll come out with a brown dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, we go to fucking BJ's and stock up on some fucking.
He's gonna come out with that Wolverine brown costume.
Oh, this sucks. I miss the old studio.
Where you didn't have to worry about cleaning it up after.
The dude hasn't. In how many years since we've been doing this fucking? He's never left the table at all.
He has. He has. At the old
Yeah,
studio.
yeah.
We got worried about him once, I remember.
Oh yeah, he might have died the second time. That. Jesus, but
Can we get ahead of this? Can you go get a match? You
You
got
got,
something?
you got incense, Raven Shadow?
and peppermint.
You got a candle?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
You got a girlfriend? Go fucking light a candle.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. We don't take breaks anymore. We'd go get it.
Go get it. I can talk.
Really?
He'll yell really loud.
Oh, he fetched candle. Sick candle.
Yeah, first time Mike says the end of that segment of Nightmare Cinema was amazing. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more influence of that. Some, just a little bit more craziness. Like it, I don't know, they're fighting demons. Like, this isn't The Exorcist. It's not just like, reciting some shit and putting a cross up to the forehead. Like this dude is an MMA fighter and he could throw down.
Actually, Johnny, sorry, Aries.
Oh, no.
How dope would that be? Because it was doing all the fucking, who's the Exorcist? Fucking.
Linda Blair?
Thank you. It was doing all the fucking.
She wasn't The Exorcist.
But you want to fucking Johnny?
That's why I was just pressing at straws.
He knew what I was fucking talking about because we have a connection, and
Yeah, only because I know how your twisted mind works. But
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
But like she's doing all the fucking,
Yeah.
spider walk shit. Have him do some fucking fight.
Well, I mean, the kid did go up, and it's not the. Okay, you're talking about the end.
Or anywhere, even the first geek in the fucking warehouse, have demon.
I mean, I
demon
did,
foo.
I did like the aspect of bringing in a heavy for your exorcism.
Right, yeah.
Like, that was really. Because you know what? You're fucking dealing with a demon. You're going to want someone that can throw down.
I'm calling you.
Yeah.
If I hear, get out. I'm like, Aries, stay over tonight.
I mean, I like that aspect, and they did.
Yeah.
Did an okay job of it. I would have liked to have seen more of it. The whole demon fight where they took the 2-part demon getting rid of the demon into a 1-part. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It oversimplified getting rid of the demons.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen that be a little more complex for that fight at the end, for the lead up to the last fight. But I did enjoy that aspect of him fighting the demons, like physically fighting the demons.
Right.
That was really cool.
And that's something that John Constantine wouldn't do because he can't fight.
No,
you know what I
he
mean?
just flick his cigarettes at him.
Yeah. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, Raven Shadow would be throwing his fucking empty, his
Get away!
his cigarette butts. Yeah.
Flicking bust. Aries, help me!
Right now. There's only 20 in a pack.
You'd get like a fucking not a Nerf gun, one of those super soakers full of holy water, and then then you try throwing cigarette butts at them.
Get away.
Michael Raven Shadow Demon Hunter.
Yeah. On the CW.
His problem is he would forget to bless the holy water in the gun and just throw the whole gun at a demon.
Guns are made to be shot, Harley.
So, yeah, and then, like I said, the final fight delivers a bit of what I wanted. Like, I got a little bit of that. I'm like, okay, cool set piece. Like, we got some decent stuff going on here, but it was a little too late at that point, and it didn't go on long enough. It just was, it's sad. It kind of checked off that box, of like, here's some fights, and then it was a little disappointing. So, I mean, there was some cool stuff in this. I did like some of the. I like the sort of one of the transformations at the end with the baddie, G-Sin, and a couple things here and there. There's some creepy stuff, but overall, it just was.
Although and I think maybe I don't know. We'll save it for the Buster part, but there was a great line of dialogue that I didn't agree with it completely, but I'm trying to remember. Maybe you guys can know when Part kept saying how he didn't believe in God, and the priest was like, "Yes, you do." Because you
hate him so much, you must have loved him.
Which I don't believe the love part, but I would go with you believe in something. If you hate it so much, you believe in it.
Well, to that extent. But you know what? To a certain degree, the whole to hate that much you must have loved, because you know what? Someone's pissed me off in traffic, cut me off, and I fucking hate them. But 5 minutes later, I forgot them.
Who was that guy? Right.
Yeah. For him to hate just for that long, just that is his existence is to hate God. Obviously, he believes in God, and for him to be holding on to it for that long, he's loved God at some point, and that is the point that the priest was making.
Which I thought was cool. I like that. And
it was 100% accurate, and that is 100%. The whole priest line. They're very good at the
lying.
Yeah, the telling you exactly what you want to hear at the point you need to hear it.
Right.
And that is shown at the beginning with the whole priest. Oh yeah.
If you pray hard enough.
Because you know what? That priest didn't say his father was going to be okay.
No.
He didn't state that. He gave that kid the priest bullshit line that an adult could interpret the correct way, but a child can't. A child interpreted it as my father's going to be okay. An adult would be what's going to happen is going to happen. Yes, that it's subtle, but that is important.
Yes, right. I would agree.
First time Mike says, real demon hunters doing real demon hunting things. Well, I don't know. I was going to head to the verdict on this one. I guess maybe we'll let MC go last.
Yeah, I guess he goes last or he gets fucking bypassed.
Do you guys have anything else that you want to say about this before we head to the verdict?
I think I kind of spilled my verdict load.
Yeah, I think we all.
I don't know. I got nothing on the verdict.
You blew your verdict load?
I'm just going to give my verdict. I got nothing else, I don't think. I don't know.
All right. Let's do it.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether the Divine Fury was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Let's start with Michael Ravenshadow.
Yo, first of all, I want to say big ups to all my Korean brothers and sisters. I love you guys very much. And I've truly been... Don't be shaking your head yet.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just prefacing.
Korean brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Name 3.
Park from the movie. And Kim Jong.
Jesus.
No, that dude sucks. He's a dick. Seriously, kick him in the nuts.
It's not that one. It's the other one.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna name. I don't want to leave anybody out. All right. I have so many Korean brothers and sisters. I don't want to name somebody. No. It's funny. I've truly enjoyed these films. I get excited now, Johnny. A couple of years ago, when I didn't watch the movies, I would not like Korean cinema, but I like the length you're doing. I like all of that. Big ups, Train to Busan, Parasites.
Parasite, only one.
That's the sequel coming out. You don't even know new,
like Alien and Aliens.
Yeah, thank you. No, but I was excited for this. I'm like, all right, he's gonna fucking run amok and it's gonna get batshit crazy. I was picturing like some Kung Fury shit up in here. But that's not the movie that we got. And not to armchair director, but I wish there was a little more batshit crazy to this. I do wish we had the true dialogue with better subtitles. But I would still call this movie a treat, even if I wanted more. For what we got, I think the runtime could have been cut a little bit. It didn't need to be this long for what we got. I think that's fair. But end of the day, I would still, it's a treat enough.
All right, Aries.
Not to argue the runtime thing, but I would ask you where you would cut time. That is the problem with this type of movie. Although it is long, it is very difficult to cut this movie because there is a lot of very important that happens in this movie.
There is. I think some of the stuff with the kid.
Hey. My verdict.
You're looking at me talk?
I'm talking to you.
It's a fucking...
It's my verdict, though. This is where you just shut up and you listen to me.
Johnny, it's a film discussion show.
No.
Not during the verdict.
We're discussing it.
The discussion is over. This is my verdict. This is where I get to shine. This is the viewer's favorite part. This is where I shine. Yeah, you see that? Yeah. Yeah, my ego is Oh, the headphones come on.
Wow.
This is where you get to talk shit about him, Johnny, because the headphones are off.
Yeah, I was going to say, the only thing this does is that he can't hear me.
Yeah. Oh, if you...
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, we need like a still shot of this. All reclined on the couch, even though fully clothed, used a pillow to cover his crotch.
How avant-garde.
Yeah, no, but like as I was saying, this movie, it's very difficult, I think, to cut anything out of this movie where it would be of any, you could cut a minute here, a minute there. It wouldn't take away that much of the runtime. Everything they show in this movie is important to this movie. Although the genre titles they put on this, it is a little difficult. Action, horror, thriller were the three they put on it. I would actually probably put drama in that grouping as well, because there is a lot of that. That is a lot of what drives this story. It is a lot of what makes it good, even though this is very formulaic. It is worth watching. You may not get what you want out of it if you're looking for a horror movie. It's not 100% a horror. If you're looking for action, there is a lot of downtime. There is a lot of problems with this, but there is a lot of good that goes along with this. So give this a shot if you have the 2 hours and 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I mean, you need to be invested in this. You need to watch this. Don't put this on and then fiddle on your phone. Pay attention to this and just enjoy it. This is a treat.
MZ.
Okay. For a movie that has this kind of a runtime, it should not be this boring. It really shouldn't. I mean, if you're going to cover the idea of an MMA fighter teaming up with an elderly exorcist to battle evil, you got to make it a hell of a lot more interesting than this, because there is just nothing going on here that even comes close to sustaining my interest. It's boring. And any action that we get in this is formulaic, is very standard, it's bland. Any horror that we get in here is safe and by the numbers. And any drama that we get in here is tedious and boring. I just found myself looking at the watch a lot in this. Well,
you don't have a watch.
Apparently watching porn a lot during this.
I watched a lot of porn watching this movie.
Jesus.
I didn't. Will you settle down?
He did. He did. He really did.
And you're not one to talk. I'm getting run over too in the first 10 minutes.
I was watching at that fucking point. Oh, can I say one thing?
No.
Fuck.
And even though I missed out a lot on the discussion in this, because I was performing my own exorcism in the bathroom over here,
Sorry. I'm sorry. When you're saying that with the in the bathroom, I'm just picturing one of the scary movies with I can't think of his name. With the I'm missing it. Oh,
David Arquette.
No,
Wayne's.
not scary. Yeah, scary movies. The Wayne movies.
Marlon Wayans.
Oh, the
With,
Wayans.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't think of his name.
James
Woods. Yeah.
And so, I mean, it starts to make up for it a little bit at the end with the scene with the location set. Makes up for it a little bit, but not enough to sustain my interest. The only thing of interest in here I thought that was really cool was the way what was his name? Ji-Sin looked as the demon. I thought that bodysuit that he wore, I thought was really, really cool. That looked
with like scales, like weird ape sapien thing he had going on.
Yeah, that was a nice interpretation of a demon that we haven't really seen. I liked it.
Yeah, I did like that too.
I just like the look of it, the fact that it was kind of like it wasn't bulky, it kind of formed to his body, and it didn't bulk him up at all, really. So I really liked the way that looked. And that's really the only shining part that this movie has. And at over 2 hours, man, you got to do a lot better than this. This was not good at all. I didn't care for this.
Wow.
It was just dull. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff, and we know what's good. We know what's bad. We know what we like, and what I like and what I think is good did not have anything to do with this movie. This is a trick.
All right, for me, I'm a little on the fence about this one because I like the general concept of it, and I think there was some things that they did well, but ultimately I was disappointed. I try not to go into films with expectations, but when you know that's going to be an MMA fighter fighting demons, it's hard not to get certain expectations. And I think that they definitely failed. Like I would have liked to have seen him get like one of the demons in a fucking like in a I'm trying to think of a move like a cross arm breaker or like a rear naked choke or just something, but there wasn't even really that. So it just was his, like someone had mentioned earlier, it was just his occupation, and he didn't bring it into his fighting necessarily. He was just good at fighting, but he didn't really use much of his MMA training to fight demons, it seemed. He more uses stigmata power.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So, that was a little disappointing, but I think that this did just enough to make it not a fail and make it sort of just eke over. So I'm gonna go tepid treat because it's not a terrible movie. It's just a little bit slow, and it's a little boring at parts, which that can sometimes be a sin when it comes to movies. I want a movie to go hard or go home, I guess. Give it a shot, give it the old fucking college try, and try to do something different. And this one just played it by the numbers, but the only difference was this dude was an MMA fighter, and that just wasn't enough. And and at the end of the day, it became a failing because it set expectations a little higher or a little differently. Maybe not higher, but differently. So I'm going to go with tepid treat for this one. And that's going to do it for our discussion of The Divine Fury. This is available on VOD from Wellgo USA. And it's also, I'm pretty sure it's also available on DVD and Blu-ray. So if you're interested in checking it out after hearing what we had said, feel free to check it out. Now, next week. So I think was Tuesday good for everyone? Was there anyone that couldn't do Tuesday?
I'm in.
Okay, so next week.
Yeah, I mean, I have a dinner plan with my mother and son.
Yep.
And I will come here immediately after, so I may be late.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll talk a little bit more over the weekend, but we'll just let folks know now that next week, because it is Thanksgiving here in America on Thursday, we're going to move the show a little bit earlier. We'll be doing it on Tuesday night. So you got 5 days from now, and also I regret maybe picking the movie that we're going to be doing next week.
Oh shit.
So next week will be on Tuesday the 26th. Probably same bat time. If there's any change in the time, we'll let you guys know, because if Aries can be here, by 8:30 or something, maybe we'll wait. But we'll figure that out and we'll post it. But probably be about the same time, 8 o'clock on Tuesday. So next week, though, I'm looking at, this is our last week, our last show next week before December Cram Jam.
Fuck.
So I'm looking at all the films that we got left, and I'm thinking, oh shit, okay, we got some short ones here. We got some 90-minute films. I'm gonna try and pair up some 90-minute films so that we're not like, Cram Jam is tough enough as it is, that we don't need to be watching like a 2.5 hour movie and then like another 2 hour movie on top of that. So I'm gonna try to line them up a little bit here. And one of the movies that I had that I kind of really wanted to do with you guys, and it just hit VOD like a couple weeks ago or maybe a month ago, because I think we missed. So this is the second film from a filmmaker, and the first film that this filmmaker put out we didn't discuss, and I kind of wish we had, and that film was Hereditary. Have any of you guys seen that yet?
No.
Oh man. All right.
Do we have access to it?
What's that?
Do we have that ability?
Yes.
You have the
can
ability to rent it.
go on your Fire TV and fucking rent it. Your remote works now.
Aries. Now I can do that. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't do that by yourself.
Will you come over and do it for me?
No.
Will you stay over tonight?
So, how do you guys feel about a long movie next week?
Sure.
Oh, fuck.
I know MZ's down. All right, so Ari Aster's follow-up to Hereditary was a film called Midsummer. And we're going to do the director's cut of Midsummer.
Jesus Christ, you got to pick the director's cut?
The fucking director's cut?
You're lucky you're 1,000 miles away.
It's 45 minutes longer than the regular cut.
How many fucking days is that?
It actually is. It's 30 minutes longer.
Oh, motherfucker.
Which makes the running time what?
3 hours.
And there's no Captain America in it.
Are you fucking kidding me? A 3-hour movie on a short week?
You guys will live.
You know what? I'll
watch fucking Marvel shit.
Well, because MZ's gonna watch it on a fucking 10 o'clock break tomorrow, and then he'll watch it in fucking incrementals.
Mister, I watch fucking 15 hours of
incrementals.
Tubi in between shows.
Look, I have no problem watching this. What, a 3-hour movie? That's nothing.
That's nothing. Listen to him. Says Mr. No Intermission.
You come over and put my dishwasher in.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to do for me?
Clean my fucking gutters.
Clean your own fucking gutters. In your toilet.
He just cleaned.
Apparently he has to.
Yeah, he just cleaned his own gutters in your toilet.
Yeah, Aries, you gotta put a new fucking toilet in this weekend. We
No. I'm not going anywhere near that motherfucker.
God damn it. Now let's go outside.
You're going to piss me on your shed when I leave here.
Me too. God, sucks. Johnny, come home.
Come home. I am home right now.
It's exactly 3 hours.
So it is. So the original theatrical cut is 2 hours 27 minutes, and the director's cut adds an additional 30. You know what? Maybe if you guys want to do the regular theatrical cut, maybe that's okay. But I might watch the director's cut just to get the difference here.
No, fuck it. Fuck
well,
it.
you know what?
Fuck it. Let's do it. You want to fucking do it? You want to be a tough guy? Let's fucking do it.
Be a tough guy. I'm not being a tough guy. I gave you
Fucking
an option.
Raven Shadow laying down the fucking gauntlet.
If Captain America was in it, you'd have no problem, right?
That would be fucking awesome, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's
Does
sake.
Thanos fight Midsummer?
Does Thanos fight Midsummer?
All right, let's do it. Let's put it on the table. endurance match.
Didn't that Marvel movie come out in midsummer?
It's kind of funny.
I'm just trying to make the correlation to make you feel a little better about it.
No, I'm gonna watch fucking Endgame again on fucking Disney Plus.
No, you're gonna watch this movie.
Shit.
That is your one job. Watch this movie.
All right. It's settled. Right? We're doing Midsummer.
Is this gonna snow?
It might.
No.
Not like real snow, but like some shitty and rain and shit like that. Not like fucking snow, but like.
But I mean, I gotta work and shit like that.
You can't go outside on Sunday.
What do you mean I can't go outside?
Well, you can go outside, but anything outdoorsy that you don't want to be impacted by weather, you gotta do Saturday.
Yeah. You do realize I do like plowing and sanding.
No, you gotta get a truck going.
I'm not gonna have to sand.
No.
If you're saying you're worried about it, I'm gonna have to fucking.
I'm not worried about it. I'm saying it's gonna be crappy out. It's gonna be garbage wet. It's gonna be rain, maybe some snow and high, a lot of hills.
I'm gonna be running my sand up.
All right.
By the way, I had to repost that picture. So.
Okay, you gotta talk into the mic.
No, I'm talking to you.
Okay, it's not that entertaining for you to just talk directly to me.
All right, whatever. Re-like the picture because I had to take it down for a second.
Tell me how to live my life.
Why'd you take it down?
Because I accidentally tagged someone, and it's like,
who did you accidentally tag?
No one you know. I just accidentally.
How do you accidentally tag someone?
I don't know.
In Canada.
I don't know, but I fixed it. Okay.
Who'd you tag?
Stop asking me stupid questions.
That's not a stupid question.
Is it my photo?
No. Yeah, your photo.
Who did it tag? Did it tag someone by accident?
Yeah, I don't know how it happened. I'm like,
curious.
Wait, how the hell did it
get him on the phone?
Oh, I like Nick's version of the photo a lot better.
You would.
I've never seen that.
You would.
I'm not. No, you're gonna go do something bad with that.
That's my new 8x10.
Yeah.
All right, so that is going to do it for our film discussion. Once again, next week we're doing Midsummer. If you have seen this or if you haven't, check it out. We'll be talking about the director's cut. So if you guys want to get in your thoughts about Midsummer, I would love to hear them. So send them to podcast@trickortreatradio.com. You can do voice message or an email, whatever you prefer. We prefer voice message, but whatever gets you to give us your thoughts. All right, so we are going to start to wrap things up here. We got an email and a voicemail. So let's take a look. Okay, so the email is from Tim Chuma. He says, saw a musical based on the movie Electric Dreams. All right, cool. And then he says, see attached for why I wanted to be a department store Santa. And there's a very risky picture of a woman sitting on a Santa. All right. I hope I don't get on a list for having this in my email now. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you for the virus.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to click on that image. All right. So
apparently, I'm signed up for to be a Santa now.
Yeah, exactly. You
could
do it.
Ho.
So thank you, Tim Chuma. And now we're going to hear from Jethro Namakan.
Hey, fellas, this is Jethro Namakan, just calling to say happy Friendsgiving. I'm doing Friendsgiving at my place tonight, so the whole gang's going to be here. We're going to be drinking, smoking, and watching some movies. I'm going to do a lot of,
Can I come over?
do some trauma movies tonight. And, munch down, try to eat as much as I can without getting sick. Anyway, you guys have a great night. And we'll talk again soon. Later.
All right, Jethro. Good to hear from you, buddy. And sounds fun. A little Friendsgiving. MZ, if you were programming a trauma night, which trauma films would you show?
How many films are we talking?
Well, it's a night, so I mean, go take it easy on your friends.
Yeah, what do you want to? How long do you want your night to be?
We'll do all right. We'll do it.
3
6
flicks.
films. 6 films.
6 films. You want a 12-hour night?
12 hours.
That's a fucking
You're saying
day.
a night. All right. Let's do 4 films.
All
Let's
right,
go.
4 is more reasonable.
All right, so because what time are we coming over? 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock. Is there going to
Sure,
be
why
what
not?
kind of spread is there going to be? What are we looking at here?
Is it Jared Blinkhorn? Is it like your house?
Yeah. Is it Slim Jim's chips and cheese dip?
It's just Slim Jims.
I don't drink that much soda anymore. I drink water now.
Good for you, man.
All right, so let's start with Toxic Avenger. We'll start with the classic.
Toxie 1, right?
Yeah, the first one. Then we'll jump to the fourth one.
Oh,
Because-
Citizen Toxie.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Do you have that?
I do love Citizen Toxie.
It's awesome.
You
Yeah,
haven't
I
seen
have it. Oh, it's funny as fuck.
Really?
We saw
And
it in
then,
the theater, MZ, right? Did you see?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did.
Yeah, we saw it in the Coolidge.
Yep, I remember. And then we'll go to we'll do another Lloyd Kaufman flick. We'll do what I think is his best movie is Terra Firma. Terra Firma is Terra Firma started the style of filmmaking that Lloyd Kaufman still does today, and it's hysterical, and it's very active, very lively. It doesn't stop for 2 hours straight. It's just nonstop chaos from frame 1 to the last frame. It just nonstop. The last film, of course, I would have to go with someone that did not direct Troma, but someone who Troma bought from, and I'll go with Cannibal the Musical.
Oh.
And you know what? Let's throw in a bonus. Let's do Father's Day as well.
Okay, that's what I thought you were going to say, actually.
Father's Day, the
Astron 6 flick.
Oh, that was done by Troma, right?
Well, they paid them for
They
it. Yeah.
put it out.
Ah.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, I should say they put it out.
Financed part of it.
Maybe not
And-
paid them.
No, they financed a small part of it.
Yeah.
And that's why Lloyd is in the movie. And
That's a good fucking lineup there, dude. I've never seen Terra Firma either.
oh, dude,
Yeah, actually, I've never seen Terra Firma either, if you can believe that, MZ.
really?
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, you're missing out. It's great stuff.
We should watch that on Thanksgiving.
Funny as so funny.
What are you doing for Aries?
I can't get over how funny that movie is.
I agree with your picks, obviously aside from Terra Firma because I haven't seen it. But so for me, I would slot in Poltergeist, I think.
Yeah, that was my.
Poltergeist. Yeah. It's hard to pick just four.
Yeah. It's a fun little practice, And you could even go deep. Obviously, there's some, Death by Temptation. There's some other trauma stuff in there too. Butt crack.
Butt crack. Death by Temptation. You
Fatty,
know what?
Fatty drives
Crack.
a bus.
Oh, I love Fatty Drives a Bus. You know what? Butt crack. I found this out at Rock and Shock.
God damn it!
They have not put out Butt crack since its original release, like over 10 years ago. People cannot find it, and people want it. My friend,
Are you sure?
My friend Tyler. You know Tyler, right?
Oh, yeah. Tyler's awesome.
Yeah. He has been looking for butt crack. For the movie, not butt crack. The movie, not.
Where's the butt crack?
Not butt crack. The body part.
Go look at the toilet. MZ might have left it behind.
I'm just gonna burn it.
Burn it down.
And he's getting disappointed because he can't find a copy of it. He wants a copy of butt crack.
Give him a copy of your butt crack.
I'm not giving him a copy of. I'm not giving him.
Give me a
copy.
butt crack.
Give him your butt crack.
No. I'm not going to give him my butt crack.
Offer him your butt crack. Come on.
And then there's
It's Christmas.
And then it's Christmas.
It's Life Day.
And then, well, actually, I'm going to be seeing him in a couple of weeks. So,
Let him
and then
watch
there's
it.
and then another movie, Suicide, which is probably the most untrauma-like movie of all. It's a German flick, shot on video, and it's about these two entrepreneurial webcam artists, I guess you could say, who pay people. I don't know if they pay people. No, they don't pay people. I don't know how that would happen, but what they do is that they go answer emails to people who want their suicides on tape and put on the internet.
So say it again.
It's a German-made film, and it's all about this man and woman, a couple who start a website, and what they do is that they put suicides online, and people answer their call, and they go visit them so they could commit suicide. That's really all it is.
Wow, sounds riveting. Are you sure you want to show that to people?
It's a lot of it is really questionable.
No.
Sure? It doesn't sound that way at all.
Oh yeah. No, it really is. Like,
I mean, I love
this one
comics, so I'm excited.
No, like one that I'm trying to figure out how they do it, and I kind of have an idea how they do it. There's this one guy who decides to commit suicide by he's out by a riverbed. He puts a backpack on. It's loaded with rocks. Okay, he loads it up with rocks, puts it on, and then he asks the cameraman to handcuff his hands behind him. And next thing you know, the guy pushes him in the water, and you never see him again. It's all done in one take, and the camera never cuts away.
Because it's a fucking snuff film. This is fucking terrible.
It's not a snuff film. Some are obviously fakes.
Germans scare the shit out of me, man. They fucking...
Look, it's
mostly
really
a movie.
Yeah, mostly a movie. It's crazy though. It's watchable. I like watching it. It's a good movie. If you want to call it a movie, really. I mean, but
a documentary.
Yeah, it's nice. You know,
it's not even a documentary. I don't know it's just a collection of people killing themselves off.
Giving something,
Wow.
Really enjoyable.
Before the bird's served. Yeah, the kids are here. Throw that on.
Like there's a guy who injects air into his veins. There's a Satan worshiper who slashes his wrists with a scalpel. A whole bunch of other stuff. Girl asphyxiates herself in her car with the
Spoiler alert, jeez.
It was spoiler alert.
All right, I don't think anyone's going to watch this movie, so.
Yes. Put that on the Amazon link.
Yeah. First time
But next week I'll bring in Terra Firma.
Thank you.
And Toxic 4. You've seen the first Toxic Avenger, right?
I fucking love Toxic Avenger.
Okay, well I'll bring in part 4. Part 2 and 3, just forget about them.
Yeah.
And Stan Lee, who narrates at the beginning of Toxic Avenger 4, will tell you that.
I had the comic books, the cartoons, and the action figures. I fucking love Toxic Avenger.
He says there were. Sorry. Yeah, there were 2 other sequels after the first one. Sorry about that. This is the real sequel.
I was so disappointed by the second Toxic Avenger.
Well, you have every right to be. It's awful, even though it has Michael J. White in it.
Fair, but I once again, I remember renting that, thinking, "Oh, this is just like an independent superhero film." Oh my lord! The fucking Jimson.
All right, so first time Mike says, "Oh, the 3-hour Midsummer. Oh my stars and garters! I saw the theatrical version. I can only imagine how this will be."
Oh shit! What does that mean, Johnny?
I don't know. We'll have to ask what he means.
Sucks.
And he also says, Troma released the DVD for Fulci's The New Gladiators with Fred the Hammer Williamson.
Ooh.
So there you go, another one. So, all right, quick little Troma chat. And we do have, oh no, that's it. We got the voicemail and the email. So feedback is done. So if you guys want to contribute, podcast at trickortreatradio.com. Let's see, is there anything else? Anything else you guys want to talk about before we say goodbye?
I did see the TV commercial for Parasite before I came in tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the TV commercial for Parasite.
I think it's got a good shot at getting an Oscar nomination.
Really?
Yeah.
Not that I really care about the Oscars, but I mean that would be cool to see, you know.
But was it advertised in the DVD or just in?
No. I was watching TV.
It's
I was
in
watching
theaters.
Family Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And it's and there's the commercial for Parasite in select cities.
I wouldn't mind. That'd be a weird flick to see in theaters. And nowadays, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be kind of weird to.
I hope it does get
Yeah.
an Oscar at least an Oscar nomination, and not for best foreign film either. I want to see this film get something that is not attached to best foreign film.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Oscars before?
I think I have.
Yeah. This is, if anything, best foreign film.
I know. I know. If it is going to be in some place, it'll probably be in best foreign film. But I'd like to see them start changing that trend. Really.
I love when you do comedy.
So do I.
All right, so I guess that's gonna wrap shit up. Let's go around the room and say our goodbyes, starting with MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Aries.
Goodbye.
Raven Shadow's gonna go take a blowtorch to his toilet after this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking scorch earth, motherfucker. I'm just gonna build a new one. Aries, you have to the bathroom.
You're just gonna wall that off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking
just get a new house, just might as well while you're at it.
Yeah, I'm so glad I went to that fucking remortgaging, refinancing. I'm just gonna fucking wall it off like Batman did the KG Beast back in the '80s. Fuck, fast, love, hard, die with your mask on. Shit.
Yes, very much so. All right, well, that is going to do it for this episode 382. Whew, getting close to December, getting close to the end of the year here, boys, too. So next week, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about Midsommar. So if you have seen it or you are going to see it and you want to leave us your thoughts, go ahead. I think it'll be an interesting discussion. It's a little bit of a divisive film, so I want to get some thoughts, some differing viewpoints from folks out there. So we'll be talking about that. And one thing I just wanted to mention real quick, this is right before we wrap up. A couple weeks ago I mentioned New Guest November, and it unfortunately didn't come to fruition because I was working on a guest for the first week in November, and then it fell through like a few days before. And then I had a couple messages out to other people, and I just don't have the time to really follow up on it right now. So, we decided to just kind of like put it on hold because we're still kind of getting used to the new dynamic of having the two studios and everything, and adding a guest every week just might have been a little too much. So I have one guest lined up for December. It's someone who we've had on the show before, and we'll be making their return. But we'll announce that when it gets a little bit closer. But I just wanted to let folks know in case they're wondering, like, what the fuck? That's kind of what happened with that. It's just a lot going on here, and with the new, two studio dynamic, wanted to make sure that everything was good before we start adding a lot more monkey wrenches into things. So I apologize if people were looking forward to it, but it's just something that it's not gone forever. The people that we were talking to that were new guests will probably just make appearances out, at other times. So we'll figure it out. I just wanted to mention that and let folks know in case they were curious. And that is going to do it. And many Bothans died to bring us this podcast, Raven Shadow. Did you know that?
Shit, I knew now.
All right, so that is going to do it. We'll see you guys next week for episode 383. Watch Midsommar.